Welcome back to Stavanger, Norway for the 2021 IPF World Open Equipped Powerlifting Championships, and of course brought to you by none other than Alico and SPD. I'm Gary Williams, and I'll be joined today by none other than the voice that's usually behind the other microphone, Joe Whiteley. And we have got one heck of a session today. We've got the 59 and the 66 kilo men, and there are some big names and some big numbers in this session today. A few things, of course, we're looking forward to. I mean, obviously, Sergey Fedosienko, an absolute legend of the sport. And Gadkick in the 66s as well, another absolute legend of the sport and very well known as well.
This is it. I mean, essentially, if those guys get their openers in, then everyone else is basically worrying about the silver medal. But this is equipped lifting.
Yeah, look, and you look at some of the nominations and the total nominations, the predictions here. I mean, it is really close. Those medals are going to be really close. I mean, we saw yesterday there were some really great battles, people not watching behind them. When you're out here in a free-lift competition, certainly you're chasing after that gold medal, but you've got to keep an eye behind as well, because there's always someone creeping up on you.
Yeah, you've got to have eyes everywhere. And again, with equipped lifting, the variation in what you can do is very different. You know, an adjustment to the suit, an adjustment to the shirt and on the bench can make a heck of a difference. Yeah,
it's such a tactical sport compared to the classic lift. I mean, the classic lift is, you know, there's not a whole lot you can do.
Yeah.
I mean, in the equipped lifting, if you can't make that lift, there are some little things you can do out the back, particularly in the bench. You can make some adjustments, and we do often see in equipped lifting someone miss a lift, miss another lift, and suddenly they come from behind and all of a sudden they're on the podium as well. So it's very tactical, it moves very fast as well. This is going to be a really quick flight here. We've got 7 lifters, so it's going to move really fast. That's not a lot of time out the back to get any rest in. You're going to walk off the platform after a squat, take your knee wraps off, and then you're going to be putting them back on again.
You're back out. Yeah. Okay. So here is Paweł Osmialowski of Poland. He's coming out for 220 kilos. He's certainly got his game face on.
Yeah, this should be a fairly well-scheduled opening lift, I would think. I mean, his personal best at 257.5. You know, this isn't his first rodeo.
No. Interesting to see bare shoulders. Is that still legal? I mean, he's got past the technical controller.
Yeah, it's not something we see all that often.
Oh.
It's not the most comfortable way to hold a bar either.
Absolutely not, no.
Oh, I guess plenty of depth in that.
Yeah, moved pretty smoothly.
And the referees say it's a good lift.
Yeah, unanimous.
He really used the bounce in the suit and the wraps there really well. You can see him drop in.
Yeah, didn't spend any time in the hole, which is where it's won or lost.
Yeah, look, and that's what you really want. When you talk about equipped lifting, those knee wraps work by using that momentum, drop into the bottom, get the spring out, and then the rest is up to you.
Okay, so now we've got Jacopo Sant'Angelo of Italy. He's coming out for 225.
Now, this is a name we're not overly familiar with in internationals, I don't think. I think this might actually be his first international.
Yeah, possibly. Let me just check with our production guys and see.
He's done plenty of junior competitions back in the junior days, plenty of Europeans. He's got 225.
Yep.
He's not super steady under that bar with the walkout, but he's settled it down now.
Very controlled.
Yeah, he managed that really well. He's picked that quite effectively there.
And quite a contrast from the Polish lifter with no bounce at all. If you watch this now.
Yeah, he doesn't really use the speed very much. A little bit of a different technique.
Yeah. Whatever works for him. So this is Ivan Canchel now of Puerto Rico, 227.5.
Yeah, this should be quite an easy opening lift. I can't imagine it causing him too much trouble.
You'd hope so. I mean, you really don't want to come out and open too high. And I saw him in the warm-up earlier on, and he was bringing that energy even to his warm-up lift. So
yeah, look, and this is one of the things about your powerlifting competition. You've got to manage that intensity throughout as well. I mean, you can't come out that first lift with this aggression and intensity. I mean, it's going to drain you physically and emotionally before you get to your deadlifts.
Absolutely. Now, that's interesting that he's not wearing squat shoes. They look like normal running shoes, which don't necessarily give you the heel support, but
Oh, that is a tough opener. He is working
it's still
hard
moving.
for that.
I don't think we've seen a dip.
I think it should be a good lift. Let's wait and see. It is. He
2
gets
to
it on
1.
the board. But that was a tough opening lift. I mean, where do you go from that?
Whether you put 2.5 on it just to get something on the board, or whether you just take that and think, right, okay, let's save some energy for the bench and deadlift.
Yeah, look, and that's the other side of it too. I mean, he's expelled a lot of energy on just his first lift, and we've got a lot of lifts to go yet.
Yeah, Christopher Tran now, US Virgin Islands, coming out for 247.5.
Yeah, and that's certainly a familiar name.
Absolutely.
And the bar is loaded. Christopher Tran, US Virgin Islands.
So he's been competing regularly. 2018, he was at the World Open Championships as well. Ranked number 6 in 2018.
Okay. So, I mean, this is nowhere near his best.
Yeah, it's an interesting year this year in looking at people's bests and their personal bests. And I mean, we've had a couple of years where training hasn't been great.
I thought that was going to be a good morning, but it was much more of a good night, I'm afraid. He just went to the bottom and had nothing.
Yeah, well, I think he just got out of position. Yeah, you can see his shoulders dip forward a little bit.
That looked like the suit was maybe a little too tight and he couldn't get in there. That's a weird thing to see, but anyway, he's got 2 more goes, so let's see how that goes. Ye Chun Lee of Chinese Taipei now coming out for 255. Again, nowhere near his best.
Yeah, so he picked up a gold medal in the World Juniors and Sub-Juniors back in 2017. 2018, he picked up a silver medal in the World Open Men's Championships. 2019, picked up a silver medal as well. So, I mean, he'll be looking to try and find his way up the rankings a little bit.
Yeah, they've all got their eyes open on Fedosienko, though, haven't they?
Yeah, look, I think the goal is, you know, just chip away, add to that total, do your job, play your game, don't get caught up in everyone else's.
Absolutely. Well,
looks confident. It's fast. Was it deep enough, though?
Yeah, exactly what I was thinking.
Good lift.
2 to 1.
2 to 1.
One referee called it in depth, but 2 whites.
And I think that came from this side, actually.
It did. It was the left side referee.
50 kilos, please, for Franklin Leon.
And the thing is, you get depth call from one side referee and you don't get it from the other. Maybe you're lower on one side than the other. So we've got Franklin Leon of Ecuador coming out now for 260.
Ecuador, 260 kilos.
Again, nowhere near his PB. But as you were saying, Gary, it's been a long time since we've had any international competitions,
Yeah,
really.
it's very difficult to see. I mean, a training can go really well, but it's not the same as walking out that international platform.
You stay in somewhere unfamiliar, especially if you've come all the way from Ecuador, which is a very long way from Stavanger.
Yeah, so we've got a 260 on the bar, 280, I think is his best recorded squat. And that was 2018.
Yeah, which is probably the last time he's competed internationally because no one's had a chance since. Got his game face on.
Drops into it nicely.
Yeah.
Very nice technique.
I was concerned there, but no.
That was a fantastic drop in. Got the most out of the suit and the most out of the knee wraps as well. Spot on.
Yeah.
Drops it in, gets the bounce out, and you can see the acceleration it gives him out of the bottom. Can use that momentum to push through then.
Okay. So the bar is at Fedosienko's height now. He is not a tall guy. The bar does not have to move very far. I mean, how accomplished is Fedosienko as a lifter? Yes. 270 kilos.
He's got a very, very long rap sheet when it comes to World Championships. And been watching his training over the last several months, and it looks like it's been going well.
I mean, he competed at the Classic in Halmstad as well, and he didn't do amazingly. He still won, but he didn't do amazingly on his own account, and I'm wondering if that was basically just part of his training for the Open here, because he's primarily equipped.
Yeah, look, and that's another challenging thing for athletes at the moment. We've had quite a few competitions all jammed in quite closely, So managing those peaks through training is really complicated. Drops in. It was tougher than I was expecting for an opener.
Yeah. No.
And that's a good
No
lift
problem
off
for
Clearly on the
Fedosienko.
board.
3 white lights. We
Game
start
on.
the second round.
Just going to see if he got out of position there.
230
No, I don't
kilos,
think
please.
so. It
Not overly.
looked a bit of a struggle, but
Osmielowski from Poland, Masters 1 lifter, competing
back to
in
the top now. Pavel Osmielowski's put 10 kilos on his previous 220, so he's coming out for 230, all the way from Poland.
Yeah, look, his opening lift moved quite well. So
Yeah,
10 kilos, quite a reasonable.
it's probably just
jump.
getting the suit warmed up.
Yeah, and that's that is the thing. When you come out for that first lift, you're really sort of sitting back into it. You're getting another feel for it, as opposed to being out the back. So you're getting that feel for the suit. You see your second lift, and then your third lift is quite often a bit cleaner.
Yeah, it can be. And the thing is with equipped as well is that sometimes the more weight you put on, the better your kit performs.
Drops in, and that was quite good. It should be deep enough, I think.
Yeah, it looked a little more difficult than the
That's
last
a good
one, but
lift. 3 white lights.
yeah, no problems there.
Osmielowski, load the bar
Unanimous
to
decision from the referees.
232.5 kilos,
Yeah, he gets a
please.
nice little drop in there.
Jacopo Sant'Angelo
Okay, so
from
Jacopo
Italy.
Sant'Angelo now, he's coming out for
Michel
232.5. He's only put 7.5 on from his last attempt.
Yeah, not a huge jump up. I mean, equipped lifting. Also considering, as a percentage of body weight.
True. All these guys are very, very similar. They're all 58 kilos and
There's
change.
very
aren't
little
they?
in it.
Yeah.
To give you an idea, the current World Open record, 300 kilograms.
You think we'll see that fall today? Fedosienko's put 285 in for his second.
Yeah, I certainly think he's edging closer to it.
Oh, he's struggling with that, but
That was a tough second.
his knees went backwards and forwards, but I don't think the bar dipped. Nope.
And he gets it on the board. And this is a really difficult thing in your powerlifting competitions. That's his second lift of the day.
Yeah.
He's still got to get another squat, 3 more bench, 3 deadlifts. You've also got to consider being a little conservative to make sure you get through the whole day.
Absolutely, yeah. So
There's no point putting on a great squat, but then you've got
and
nothing
then
left for the
losing
deadlifts.
everything in the deadlift, yeah, because the deadlift is where you can bring the battle back. Ivan Canchel now, Puerto Rico, 232.5. He's only gone up 5. He's going to be Masters next year.
Yeah, last year as an open.
Yeah, we've had quite a split of weight of age categories because of course the Polish lifter is already Masters 1.
Well, I'm just wondering if he's coming out because we've got 30 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah,
I think he's made the decision that opening lift was
plenty.
plenty. Yeah, if you haven't really got anywhere left to go, what
Yeah.
do you do?
Well, I tell you what you don't do in an equipped competition, and that's that you don't scratch your lifts because then that really trips everybody else up.
Yeah, look, and this is a really good thing. He's done the right thing here. He's left his nomination on the board.
Yep.
If he'd scratched his lift,
Everybody else is in a rush. They're putting the knee wraps on in a hurry. It's never pretty. So, obviously, no lift. Failed to reach the platform.
yeah, well, I guess that's the choice you've got to make. He did that opening
Absolutely,
lift,
yeah.
and as we said, there wasn't really anywhere left to go. Do you put an extra 2.5 kilos and burn every bit of energy you've got trying to get that one lift in? Or do you say, you know what, I've really misread this, and I'm going to save some energy for the bench?
We might see him come out for his third. He might have been just buying himself a little bit of time. So Christopher Tran now is coming out for 247.5 for the second time, US Virgin Islands lifter. He didn't get this last
I
time.
think it was just a bit of
I
technique.
think it was technique, yeah. But I think he's done the right thing in keeping the weight the same. The temptation is to follow the original game plan, chuck some more weight on. And I think he's done the right thing. Very serious
He's really
face
just
on
got
there.
to focus on keeping that chest up to stop that bar from shifting forward. That's much better.
Yep.
Much better.
Did I see nearly a smile there?
Oh, he's been pulled up on depth there.
Wow.
That is going to hurt.
That's ruined his day, hasn't it?
Yeah, he was
Potentially.
just a fraction shy from that angle.
Now his coach has got to be going, look, okay, don't worry about this now. Just come out and do your third one. Yaichun Lin of Chinese Taipei now coming out for 265. This is close to his PB, as you can see on your
Yeah,
screen.
we're getting up there now.
But at age 27, your lifts should still be going up, right?
I would imagine. Well, I think that's one of the great things about powerlifting is, our lifts continue to grow and progress. Even as we get into masters categories and things like that.
That's true. I mean, in some sports, you're done by the time you're 30 and you're looking for your second career. But in powerlifting, you're really just beginning. You have that difficult jump from breaking from the juniors into the seniors, but then you build momentum.
Yeah, very much so. And I think it is one of the great things about the sport is that we're still progressing. Oh, it's a very odd and difficult walkout. He's used a lot of energy in that walkout.
Steady, does he? But did he cut that, do you think?
Yeah, we'll wait and see for the referees on that one. That was a bit touch and go. He gets it on the board. But he used a lot of energy on that walkout. We talk about squats and the walkout, and every step, every lateral movement is using up energy.
Yeah.
And if you're taking 4 or 5 steps and shuffling around, you are using energy every bit of the way.
Yeah, that's true. Because for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. You're balancing yourself out. Franklin Leon of Ecuador now, 270 on the bar. Another man who's pushing up against the Masters 1 in the next couple of years. But of course, we don't have age categories in this competition.
That Masters 1 division is going to be getting tougher and tougher. Getting himself a bit fired up for this one.
Again, does that use up energy, or does it bring the adrenaline on?
It's something you've got to manage throughout the course of the day. I mean, if you come out early on, really fired up, it does use energy.
Mm-hmm. And it's hard to maintain that intensity sometimes as well.
He has great technique.
Yeah, that was beautiful, just like the last one.
If you're new to powerlifting and squats, that technique is great. Just that drop into the bottom.
That's how equipped squatting should look. Yeah. Okay. Here comes Sergei Fedosienko.
So 285 on the bar, and you're right. I mean, he is nudging up pretty close to that world record.
I'm not sure if we'll see it today.
Given the way the opener moved, it wasn't overly quick. I even thought 15 kilos was a pretty hefty jump. But again, it's equip lifting. Sometimes it's about getting the most out of the suit, and sometimes that requires a little bit of extra weight.
I mean, it's not unknown in some cases, particularly in equipped bench, for people to come out and get the first one in raw and just do 100 kilos or something like that. You're on the board then. You're not worrying about whether you're going to bomb or. But,
this will be an indicator, this one.
Yeah. Look at the bend on the bar.
Yeah, there's a lot of weight on an Alico bar if it bends.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, not like weightlifting where the bar is meant to bend and be a little bit whippy. These bars are stiff.
Oh, he doesn't look comfortable today.
No.
I mean, that didn't move any slower than the opener.
It didn't, but getting into the hole looked difficult.
Good lifts.
Yeah, he's 2-1.
Yeah, look, I'm going to be really interested to see where he goes in the third, because I think he looks like he's really fighting the suit, and that extra weight is going to help.
Yeah, maybe. Because he didn't have any trouble coming back up, but getting down there.
He is coming. Good.
Ivan Kanchel with 232.5. He sat his last one out.
Yeah, I've just heard, I think he's coming out for this one.
Flight 2 lifters, you have 4 lifts remaining in which to change your opening attempt. And the bar is loaded. Ivan Canchel, Puerto Rico, 232.5
So second attempt at this.
Come on, Ivan.
He's
He's not
It's in his head, isn't it?
Demeanor of confidence.
Like in a lot of sports, it's 90% mental, 10% physical.
Yeah, look, I talk to a lot of athletes that I'm coaching quite often, and one of the things I say to them, particularly on the squat, is when you get under that bar, you have to own it.
Yeah.
You've got to own it with confidence, take it out of the rack with power and confidence, and that builds your mentality as well.
Absolutely. If you're coming out and wondering if you're going to get it, there's a 50-50 chance you're not. At absolute minimum. Oh, no.
You know, he had good technique there. He dropped in quite nicely. It's just too heavy today.
Yep. Well, he's got 227.5.
He's on the board.
Yeah.
And it's a long competition.
Exactly. You don't know what's going to happen. I mean, we saw at least one lifter yesterday not get a deadlift in. You can do as well as you like in the bench and the squat, but
yeah, you've got a plan for the whole day.
Yeah. So Osmielovsky now, Pavel, coming out for 235.
Yeah, he's had 2 great lifts. He looks good.
Yeah.
I think he's made a really smart move here. He's gone 220, 230, and then just 5 kilos to the third. A little bit conservative. He knows he's got bench to go. He knows he's got deadlift to go. There's no point risking, a lift and then not being able to get all the others in.
True.
You've got to be focused on that total at the end.
He's certainly focused. I think that was perfectly judged.
And the referees give us 3 white lights.
Yep.
Yeah, that was well played. I mean, he could have gone 210 and risked it and gone, I'm going to get that extra kilo on my total. But then you risk missing that, and that's 5 kilos you didn't get on your total.
And that's at least 3 times as much energy expended failing a lift as well. Yeah. Okay, here comes Santangelo. 237.5. This is 5 kilos more than he's ever squatted in competition. He's a young guy, though.
See now, and this is what we're talking about, managing intensity. He didn't bring this level of intensity to the first 2 squats.
No.
This time he's bringing out.
He's left himself.
And you'll probably find in the bench as well, he's going to manage that intensity as well. Not overly intense for the first or the second, but on the third one, bring out the fire.
Yep.
Yeah, again using a lot of energy on the walkout.
Yeah, I mean you want to get far enough away from the rack that you don't hit it, but it's a delicate balance, isn't it?
I'll tell you what, it moved well.
Oh, there was more there, surely.
And he gets 2 white lights. He's happy with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you can see, you bring that extra bit of intensity. This is a weight I've not done before in competition at the international level. I need to put this on. And it's paid off well.
Okay. Right, this matters now. This is Christopher Tran, US Virgin Islands.
Yeah, look, he's got himself behind an 8 ball. And, he's no stranger to this, though. I mean, this is not his first rodeo. He's been here before.
Yeah.
The coaching staff are going to be out the back, get him in the right frame of mind. You've got to shake off what didn't work, and say, you know what, this is just, you've just got to.
Yeah. Don't dwell on the past. Just get the weight up.
Yeah, he knows he can lift it. The last one moved well. He's just got to sink it in.
Oh yeah.
I mean, again, it moved well.
See, there you go. Yeah.
And he gets it on the board.
That's okay. So basically what he's done there is he's got all his mistakes out of the way in the first and the second, and he's done his third right.
And he's done the right thing there by not throwing on, bucket loads more weight and going, you know what, I'm going to put the extra weight on. I'm going to stick to this and just get it on the board.
Absolutely, yeah. Right. Yai Chun Lin, Chinese Taipei. 272.5 on the bar.
Yeah, it's a fairly reasonable jump from second to third there, but his lifts have been moving fairly well.
Yep. Bronze medal and possibly more.
Silver medal position in the squat with, of course, 2 lifters to follow.
Yeah, look, he's solid in that bronze medal.
Yep.
No one's taking that away. And he hasn't gone a huge jump to go after a silver medal in the squat.
No, there's no YOLO here, is there? This is tactics. And you often find this from the Chinese Taipei lifters. The coaching team is very tactical.
Yeah, you've got to be adding up everything along the way. You know, we can go after a silver medal in the squat and use up a lot of energy, or we can think, you know what, it's the end game we want.
Yeah, final position, then individual lifts, and then worry about records.
Oh, he's all out of shape on that one.
He was. Knees are all over the place.
And
But
he's not confident with it.
No.
Yeah, not deep enough. You see on the replay, he just got a little bit out of sorts and then pulled up short.
Well, guaranteed bronze, though.
Yeah, look, I think he knew he pulled up short as well. You could see the look on his face, and I think he pulled up short because he was getting out of shape.
Yeah, I think so. So he's kind of saved himself a little there.
Then Evasio and Foxe.
So Franklin Leon Franklin even, of Ecuador.
As the silver medal.
Yeah.
280
And he's
kilos.
been lifting
This will also
really well.
equal his PB.
I'm always amazed when people come out with what looks like fairly heavy jewellery on. I mean, I'm guessing it's a good luck charm, or something that means something special to him. But that's another 200 grams he's got to stand up with. It all makes a difference.
Yeah, I think it's also a case of you get used to lifting in a particular way.
Yeah.
Wearing a particular thing. I mean, we're all quite personal about our wrist wraps and things like that. And
this is what we were saying before about international travel. You need to stay in your comfort zone as much as possible, don't you? So, well, here we go.
Has a great drop in there.
Oh, you can't fault that, can you?
Yeah, look, that is great technique. He drops in just perfectly. You can see him time it. So not only is he getting the most out of the wraps and the suit, he's also getting the most out of his stretch reflex as well.
Yeah, look at that. That's a thing of beauty. Okay, speaking of things of beauty, doesn't look like Fedosienko is going anywhere near the world record today, because he's coming out for 292.5.
I think he's playing a really smart long game here. He's looked at the board. You know, he's seen his predicted total is way out in front, and his coach just said, let's not do anything stupid. Let's just put some numbers on the board.
Yeah. Let's cement this. Don't go chasing anything crazy. Because records, you win a gold at a competition, it's yours for life. You take a record, you're just looking after it for the next guy.
We've seen in so many competitions, you take a record and 30 seconds later someone else has taken it.
I think in Halmstad we saw the record change hands 5 or 6 times in 5 or 6 minutes.
Yeah, that gold medal though you've got forever.
Exactly.
Well, this will be an interesting lift because his first 2 lifts didn't look overly comfortable, and this one's not looking as comfortable as usually is either.
He's shaking there, isn't he?
But the extra weight there was much better in the suit.
Yeah. Yeah, it was much easier to get down. I love that. Yeah. I love the way he always pats the weights.
Yeah. Thank you, Aliko.
Before we go ahead with flight 2, the jury has overturned.
Oh, we've had an overturn.
In the first round.
Oh, we've had the. So Christopher Tran has not got his.
Lift has been overturned.
Sorry, the jury has overturned the decision on Tran.
Wow.
So Tran can't make a total.
So Christopher Tran, who came out for that third lift behind the 8 ball, has had his lift overturned.
It was 2-1. He did get a red from one ref from the side, so.
But right now, we move straight into the 66ers.
Yep, Kamil Iwasiov of Poland coming out for 230 kilos. And when you think about this, this is in the realms of what the 59s were doing. I mean, I know it's only a 7 kilo gap in weight classes, but.
Yeah, look, so these weight classes are just amazing at what they're doing.
Mm. I mean, I know everybody likes to focus on the big guys, but all of these guys are moving 3-4 times body weight.
And right now we've got 230 kilos on the bar.
Yeah, no problem there. Has he even got a suit on? Yes, he has, because you can tell by the way he's worked.
He's got 2-1 from the referees, though. Let's have a look at the replay.
It's
just
parallel,
a little bit shy there. You know, but he's not inexperienced. He's done plenty of European championships.
Hans-Erik Folkeseth now of Norway, coming out for 2:55. This is only 7.5 below his PB, from what we're told.
He's got the home crowd advantage. I don't have anything in regards to international competitions. I've got some.
No, I've just heard the speaker
Europeans
say that this is his first international, so.
Well, it's pretty nice to have your first international on home soil.
Exactly.
Gives you a little bit of extra confidence, a few less nerves.
You've not had to travel as far. The food is familiar.
Oh, I don't know about that one. Let's waiting for the referee's decision. It looks from this angle, yeah.
No.
And honestly, I think that's really just first lift international nerves. You know, you come out there and you get that little bit nervous. You just want to get it over and done with, and you cut it shy.
Yeah. I wonder if he'll put more weight on that, because that might help him sink it.
Yeah, I mean, it moved quite easily. I mean, it's obviously not something we'd like to do, but.
No. Judson Lima of Brazil, 265.
So this is a fair way off his personal best of 280.
Yeah.
It's going to be pretty tough, and you know, it's going to be a really interesting battle for the gold medal in this weight class.
Yeah, it's a lot closer, isn't it?
Yeah, certainly no one's got it their own way.
I mean, obviously, if as we were saying, if Gladkeek gets his opener, then everyone else has started to think about silver rather than gold. But it's not quite such the whitewash that any competition with Fedosienko in is. So quite lent forward, isn't he? There, I guess that's part of the low bar position.
That moved really fast.
Yeah.
Not overly convinced with depth, but the referees have got a much better angle than I have.
Yep.
And all of them said yes, so. Yeah, it's a much better angle there on the replay there.
So, Sung Ting Shai.
Yeah, now this is
Chinese
one of the
Taipei
guys to watch. He has a very, very strong lift on him. He's a good deadlifter.
270 kilos.
Yeah. Total PB 796.5, so he's certainly held a world record at some point.
Yeah, he's Gladke's not going to have it all his own way today. But right now we've got 37 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, I can see him.
He's leaving it very late.
Yeah,
There
I
is
mean,
not much time to set up. And
this is all very well as long as he gets the squat command, but if he's told to re-rack the bar,
there
then
is
that
not
is
enough time. We're down to 20 seconds now, and he's still not under the bar.
Mind you, I have seen lifters be told to re-rack the bar and then get the start command with a second to go before, but it's not a place you want to be, is it?
Yeah, you don't want to be rushing yourself. We've got 5 seconds left. Just gets it in there.
Command.
Oh, it was very awkward. He's twisted. He's standing up, though.
He's got the rack command, I mean.
And the referees say it's a good lift. But that was a very messy lift.
I would say that was a good enough lift.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the replay, he was just all out of shape there. And his knee is dropped in, and he's got the twist going.
Yeah. Okay, Antti Savolainen of Finland now. Another Masters 1 lifter. 270 on the bar. Looking very calm.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you're coming out for your opening lift. You don't want to be bringing too much intensity.
No.
Yeah, this is the point where you really want to just come out here, get that first one on the board. And that's why it needs to be a number that doesn't cause you a lot of stress.
Yeah. It's something you can do easily. Something you can do as your second warm-up, really. Second to last warm-up. Oh.
And That just looked like it was just too heavy.
It did. It did. So it didn't have any problem sinking it. Well, here we go with the replay.
Below the bar, 272.5 kilos for Eric.
No, I think he's realised, no. I think what's happened there is he hasn't really got the bounce out of the sleeves. He started to push and he's realised.
And he's thought, you know what?
I'm
not
wasting
going
a
to
lot
waste
of
any energy.
here.
Which is why he's shaken his head and got the lifters, the spotters to take it. Eric Oishi, Brazil, 272.5. Another man in the Masters 1
Yeah,
age class.
Certainly no stranger to international competition either.
No.
I mean, he was competing at internationals back in 2005. It was the World Open Championships there, 2008, 2011, 2017. He's got a pretty solid rap sheet.
Yeah. Nearly been competing for half his life. 19 years under the bar.
Long way to travel.
Yeah. And that can really affect you. Especially in these COVID times, travelling is a lot more difficult than it used to be, and it still used to take something out of you. So.
And I don't think that's affected his lift too much because it moved pretty well. He gets one red light from the centre referee.
Yeah. Hard to tell what for.
Yeah, both side referees say it's a good lift.
Did look close to parallel, but...
Yeah, I think from the front there too. I mean, the centre referee doesn't have the perfect view for depth.
Okay, here comes Mariusz Grotkowski of Poland with 280.
There are some big numbers coming on the board.
We've not seen north of 300 yet, but I think we will see that in the next round.
Yeah,
if not from Grotkowski, it'll be Gladkich or Satake, maybe even El Belghiti.
Gets into the bottom quite well there. Moves really smoothly.
Nice drop at the bottom.
It's a good lift, 2-1. One red flag from side referee.
Yeah, and he gets that one on the board. It moved really smooth all the way through. He managed the suit and the knee and the knee wraps quite well there.
There's a lot to balance, isn't there? You know, you get your wraps too loose or your suit.
Yeah, you know, it's
you're right.
It's so technical. I mean, if you've got something just not quite right, suddenly, you know, you've got problems, and we've seen that already.
We have. So here's Hassan El Belghiti of France.
Yeah, very good lifter.
280 kilos.
I
mean, we don't really want to talk about medal positions at this stage because it's all just getting one on the board, but he's got to be thinking about a medal for squat here.
Yeah, look, he's no stranger to gold medals either. He's got plenty of European golds, plenty of Arnolds, some worlds in there as well. He is no stranger to this international platform. And that probably wasn't the cleanest squat I've seen him do.
No, interesting that his knees kind of moved forward at the end, but I don't know if we'll get a replay, but yeah, here we go. If you watch his knees, as he hits the bottom, he's kind of...
Yeah, he shifts back a little bit, the knees drop in a little.
Yeah.
He'll clean that up for a second, though, I've no doubt.
No problem. Good lift for him. So Satake Yusuke of Japan now, coming out for 290.
Some big numbers getting on there, 290 for an opening lift.
Bearing in mind, he's weighed in this morning at 65.4 kilos.
That's a big percentage of body weight, isn't it?
It really is, yeah. I look at that. I like the detail there. He's put the flag of the rising sun on his SBD belt, just in case you weren't sure where he was from.
2019, picked up the silver medal, the World Juniors and Sub-Juniors. Very smooth lift.
What do you think about depth, though? Huh?
Yeah, look, it's always hard to tell with that wider stance as well.
It is. And bear in mind that we're watching through cameras, lens angles, all that kind of thing.
After him, we will start the second round.
Okay, so Gladkik, last man out, 295 for the man from the Russian Olympic Committee.
Yeah, he has got a very good rap sheet, and he's already competed in the World Opens this year in 2021.
He has.
Picked up the silver medal there.
I mean, that's going to be tough because that's 2 World Championships a month apart. Which one do you focus on? Which one are you more concerned about?
And that's been a really tough thing for a lot of athletes at the moment is,
Yeah.
the number of competitions and managing training, managing your peaks. Well, that moved very well.
Absolutely textbook.
Yeah, 3 white lights.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, that's what he needed to do. He needed to get that open on the board because he's not going to have it all his own way today.
No.
So he needs to get the numbers on the board.
Okay, so here comes Kamil Iwasiow now of Poland, coming out for 230 for the second time.
Yeah, so I mean, it gets a bit tough now when you've missed your opener.
Everyone, though, who's missed their opener is coming out for the same weight, so they're clearly not thinking that the extra bit of weight will help them sink into the hole.
Picking that opening weight is such a difficult thing to do because it's very difficult to really know how travel has affected you, how the last few comps have affected you, and you put something on that you think is conservative, and it turns out that it's not as conservative as you thought.
That's true.
So his focus now is to really just sink in the depth, get in that hole there. He still looks like he's cutting it off shy.
I don't know if he did it. I don't know.
Yeah, he's still cutting it shy.
That's a shame.
So he's put himself behind the 8 ball a little bit now.
He's certainly got some way to go. I wonder if he'll put that up now. 255 now for Hans-Erik Folkeseth of Norway. Same position, didn't get his first.
Yeah, I mean, that's a
Same
tough
weight
call.
for
I
the
mean,
second.
you talk about does he put it up, and that is a really tough call. I mean, that weight moved really, really well. But he's cutting it short, and does the extra weight take away that confidence that he can move it?
Well, is he cutting it short, or can he not get it deep enough? I think you're right. I think he is cutting it short, but you do see people quite often go, do you know what, 250 didn't go, I'm going to put 270 on it, that'll sink it, and then we'll worry about getting the thing up.
Yeah, it's always such a tough decision. I mean, as a coach, I don't often put extra weight on if they miss their opener, particularly with squats. In equipped bench, I will.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, because at equipped bench, you're pulling that bar down to your chest. I once heard it described by Jim Blanchflower as like loading a crossbow.
Well, he got back to the top. Let's wait for the referee's decision on that one. And again,
no.
He's just cutting shy.
That's a real shame.
Just not sinking in there.
So Sung Ting Sha, Chinese Taipei, same situation. Didn't get 270 last time, coming out for 270 again.
Yeah, look, I think he's made... Oh, he's struggling with that. I don't know if that was deep enough.
It may have been 2 millimeters below parallel. It may not.
And
I'm
three
afraid I'm
reds,
seeing 3 red
unfortunately.
flags from the referees.
Yeah, 3 reds. So that is a real 8 ball for him. Can be very, very challenging. Yeah, when you get yourself into that position, I mean, it's so hard to get your mindset right. You know you're behind the 8 ball. You know everything's relying on this next lift.
And it certainly can't have helped that you've seen half of the equipment go off, and that's thrown you off.
Yeah, it certainly doesn't help. And we had that technical difficulty, everything sort of shut down.
Okay, so the bar is loaded for the Brazilian lifter. That is a multiple of 25. I can't quite see how many plates are on there. We are still restoring our systems, ladies and gentlemen. Please bear with us.
And very strong lift. Certainly no stranger to international competition either.
Now, it's taking quite a long time there, but the timing screens aren't running, so unless one of the referees has pulled out a stopwatch. Well, he's got the start command.
It looks deep enough from where we're sitting. It's hard to say, though, on our angle,
it's debatable.
And he gets 2-1.
2-1, centre referee giving a red flag.
So Judson gets that one on the board.
Yeah, that's Eric Oishi, by the way, from Brazil. And who do we have coming up next?
Bar is loaded for Eric Oishi.
Oh, this is Eric,
Yeah,
sorry.
this is Eric. That was Judson before, I think, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, it was Judson from Brazil. Yeah, Eric Oishi of Brazil. He's got 282.5 on the bar.
Yeah, he had a good opener.
Yeah, he's got one in. We're into the realms of people who are green in the first round now.
Got that wide stance happening. Oh, he gets into the bottom really well there.
Oh, and he's
he
fallen
just gets a little
backwards.
bit out of shape.
I mean, the loaders have caught him.
Yeah, he just got a little bit off balance at the top there. I mean, and that is one of the challenging things. When you've got that wide stance and you're trying to get down into, open the hips up, it can be really challenging. When you're coming back up,
If you rock back on the balls
that
of your
balance
feet,
is very, very fragile.
yeah, then you're on your heels and then you go. Okay, Mariusz Grotkowski of Poland now. He's coming out for 290 kilos.
Yeah, look, had a good opening lift at 280.
Yep.
And I think, the 10 kilos is quite a normal jump for this weight class. It's not overly big, certainly not being overly conservative either.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
What's interesting is he has one rack in and one rack out.
I mean, that's not so unusual for the bigger guys, but these guys they're not the largest guys on the planet. But it's whatever suits you, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's all about being comfortable under that bar, comfortable in position, knowing where the racks are.
Yeah.
Good, solid walkout.
Yeah.
Oh, he's working
it's a
through.
struggle.
Can he get to? No, not quite.
Oh, he shook his head.
He was almost
I feel
there.
like that could have gone, but he clearly knows best. He was the one under the weight.
Below the bar, 290 kilos for
He has a very good walkout, though. He doesn't waste any energy with that walkout.
No, not at all. So same weights on the bar now. This is for Hassan El Belghiti from France.
Yeah, I've always loved watching him lift.
Very, very calm.
He is 46 years of age, I think.
He is, yeah, Masters 1. And on the darker side of Masters 1 too, as he's 46. He's not going to let that bother him.
Yeah, he looks really confident.
Yeah, sunk it nicely, went through the sticking point.
Yeah, that was really nice through the sticking point there. You can see
Yeah.
he really used the momentum from the wraps.
Good leg for Hassan.
Yeah. 302.5. I said we were going to see north of 300. This is Sataki Yasuki of Japan.
Well, it's still below his best.
Still, yeah, 8 below his best.
Come on.
And you know what? His coaching staff and himself, they've timed that really well. He's ready to walk out as soon as bar loaded's called.
Yep. You want to give yourself as long as possible.
Well, we always talk about that. I mean, it's okay if you can set up in 15 seconds, but if you get a re-rack...
And then you've got to set up in 2 seconds, and that is going to ruin your day. Because then you're in a rush, then the adrenaline's flowing before you want it to. You're going to start making mistakes.
Yeah, I mean, often what happens is you rush your lift as well.
Which you don't need to do, because once you've got that start command, you can take as long as you like, as far as I understand.
And he gets the white lights in it, and that's and you really see that with the experienced lifters when they get a re-rack. Once they get the squat command or the start command, they calm down, take their time. I'm not in a rush anymore.
Yeah. this is my time now. I'm going to do this at the pace I want to.
Third round. And after third round,
So here comes Gladkeek now.
Yeah, look, he really
Coming out
needs
for
to be putting
310.
these on the board. I mean, he's done 15 kilos. He's open and moved great.
Yeah.
You know, his job is I need to put numbers on the board. I've got to chip away at that total. I don't want to be doing anything silly here. I mean, if I let 5 kilos get away from me, it's going to open the door.
Absolutely.
Taking his time.
Yeah. And you see them, they don't look up at the centre referee until they want the rack command, do they?
No, and it's actually
There
a
it
really
is.
good thing to practice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because if you happen to look at them and you get the rack command before you're ready.
Wow, that was a tough second lift. Yeah, he just didn't get quite get deep enough
He
there.
didn't.
He didn't look comfortable right from the start of that lift. Even the walkout didn't look comfortable.
No, it looks like everything's a little too tight there.
We'll be interested to see where he goes in the next one with that.
Yeah. Okay, so this is round 3. So these 3 guys coming up need these or they are not going to make a total.
Yeah, and what's really interesting here is he has gone an extra 10 kilos.
Well, 230 wasn't going, so I guess maybe he's thought maybe that's a bogey weight. I'm just going to put 240 on and.
Yeah, look, it's always a tough decision. I mean, particularly in equipped. I mean, it's an easy decision in classic.
You can do it.
I mean, it's just generally something we don't often do. I think in my entire
You
coaching career, I've done it twice, and I've gotten lucky.
Yeah.
And I say that I've gotten lucky. And I think that's actually worked for him.
Well, it looked like he sunk it, didn't it? And yeah,
He has.
there
He's
he
got
goes.
it on the board. He saved his skin.
Gamble paid off.
Yeah, look, it really looked a lot more comfortable. He didn't look like he was fighting the suit as much.
No. So Hans-Erik Folkeseth now, this is his first international. He really doesn't want to be earning a bomber from this one, does he? 255 on the bar.
Yeah, it's a tough call here.
He's decided not to go up.
And bar is loaded. Hans-Erik Folkeseth, Norway. Come on, people. His first international meet.
Really wants him to get it on the board. The whole crowd want him to get it on the board.
Nobody ever wants to see, even the competitors. You don't want to see somebody you're competing against bomb. You want to beat them fair and square, don't you?
Exactly.
For those of you who are not familiar with this, obviously, bombing is not making a total, so getting 3 reds in 1 or more lifts. You have to get at least 1 attempt in every lift.
Oh, he's just not looking comfortable under it, is
He's
he?
not. He's, as you say, first international. It's not his first competition, but I think he's cut that.
Yeah, is this a case of just opening too high?
See what referees say.
Could be.
Unfortunately, that is a no lift. He is
That's
going to
a
be
real
disappointed. And right now, I mean, his coaching staff have to really get him back in the right frame of mind to get back out here and lift the bench.
Yeah, because at this point, what he wants to do is go home.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
hide behind the
as,
couch.
As lifters and coaches, we've all been there. You know, we've all been in that position, and realistically, you just want to pack your bag and go home.
Exactly. So Antti Savolainen now, 270. The last man who needs this one to be in the game.
No lift on the third
This
squat.
is under his PB. He should be okay. You've just got to hope the coaching staff have got him
Yeah, look,
in the right place.
and this is tough as well because he is in a position overall to compete and put pressure on for the medals.
So be fair. Come on.
So he's just going to have to find something extra. Yeah, and the key here is to bring a bit more intensity, take that bar out with absolute confidence.
Yeah, he's not brought a lot of intensity. I think he's filled with that peculiar finish quality of Sisu. This may not happen, but I'm going to do it anyway.
It's a nice big breath. Gets down
Sunk
deeper
it.
that time. That looks
Oh
better.
yeah, come on.
That looked a lot better.
The referees say
Oh, and he still didn't quite get there.
Now that's 2-1. Do you think his coaching team
I think
are
the
going
coach is already on the way to the jury.
They are on the way to the jury, yeah. So 2-1, you can make an appeal to the jury.
Yeah.
2-1, you can actually appeal against another lifter's lift, but you have to put money on the line, don't you?
Yeah, look, and the thing is, going to the jury, I mean, sometimes the coach, we go to the jury even though we know we're going to get waved away, but we go there, to build the confidence in the athlete.
Exactly.
Chinese Taipei.
So Sung Ting Shai, Chinese Taipei, 277.5 for him.
Yeah, look, I mean, I don't think 7.5 is a huge jump. I mean, his lift was moving well. In this position, though, in such a tight field at the top, when you're looking at the long game.
Well, he is looking at the long game.
Do you think maybe I should go 5 kilos, get it on the board, that's 5 kilos of my total, or do you push it that little bit further?
Well, I'll be honest. I mean, we're only in squats, so prognosis is very much a kind of a finger in the air at this point. But prognosis is for him to be in the lead.
Did he cut that shy? Let's have a look. He has.
Okay.
He's cut that a little bit short.
However, on prognosis, he's still up there, even though he's only got one squat
He is.
in. So
he's got some tough competition in here.
He has. And anything can happen in the bench and the deadlift. So here comes Judson Lima, who was a bad omen for us last time because the power went out.
So he's got 280 on the bar. This will move him into 4th position for the time being.
Yeah, he's only gone up 5 there, hasn't he? Again, this is strategy.
Yeah, look, I mean, if you look at the medals for the squat, he's looked at the board and gone, you know what, I'm really not there to get a medal in the squat. I've got to look at the long game. Pushing for the medals in the squat is probably just a little bit too far.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to take an overall medal over an individual lift medal every day of the week, aren't you?
Yeah, and even that was a little bit of a stretch. He just didn't really get the bounce out that he needed.
And he's probably now thinking, I wish I hadn't bothered and saved it for bench.
Yeah, you can see he just didn't really get the acceleration at the bottom that he was getting earlier.
Yeah, and it's irresistible weight meets immovable weight meets irresistible force, and what you get is equilibrium and no lift. 292.5 is on the bar now. This is for Eric Oishi of Brazil.
Yeah, now this is interesting. He missed the 282.5 for his second, and he's gone up.
He's gone up 10.
An extra 10.
YOLO.
But this will move him from 6th position in the squat to the bronze medal position temporarily.
Well, I mean, Grotkowski, he's put 295 on, but he's not necessarily going to get it because he didn't get 290. So I think this is a smart move, if it works.
Yeah, look, I think he's playing the cards pretty well.
Oh, did he just fall over?
Yeah, he's having trouble getting the balance there.
So he's had to re-rack the bar, but he's still got 20 seconds.
Yeah, he's got
plus
time. This is what he failed on his second lift, though.
Yeah.
He got to the top and fell backwards.
I mean, in a way, maybe he's got the falling backwards out of the way.
Well, it's good to get out of the way early. He doesn't look like he's getting his feet into position very well.
No, and he's fallen over again. That wide stance is just not working for him.
He just can't get into position.
And he's got squat shoes
out.
on there as well. They give you a really firm base, but...
No, sorry.
Yeah, he just couldn't get the upper body position right to hold the balance. So that's a bit disappointing there.
Yeah. Well, Gary, no one in this round has got a third attempt in so far. No one.
Well, let's hope it changes now.
So this is Mariusz Grotkowski of Poland. He's coming out for 295. This is 5 above his PB. This is also 5 above what he failed for last time.
Yeah, this will put him into a silver medal, though.
He's clearly taking that gamble of, do you know what? I'm going to put more weight on, see if it pushes me down into the right position, and then worry about standing up with it.
It's interesting. I mean, his opening lift looked good. And then he missed the 290.
Yeah, we didn't see quite what happened there, did we? Because slight technical issues.
And he
good.
stood that up better. Did he get down further enough? He
I
does.
think he did.
It's a good lift. 2
Okay.
to 1.
So that moves him into the silver medal for the moment.
First man to get a lift in the 3rd round.
Well,
So this is Belghiti now, El Belghiti, Hassan El Belghiti,
Yeah,
to
so
give him his full name.
he's chasing the silver medal here as well.
This to move into silver medal position with lifters to follow, of course.
So this one, if he gets this lift in, it'll move him to the silver medal
This will
position.
guarantee a squat
It'll
medal.
guarantee him a bronze medal.
Now this is going to be interesting for the last 2 lifts as well, because they're both going for 310, but Gladkeek is heavier by half a kilo. But Gladkeek, I think, is all about the
Yeah,
the overall.
I think the Russian coaches and athletes are playing the long game. That moved very fast.
It looked good.
It is.
Yeah, 3 white lights, no problems there
So
at all.
he is temporarily in the silver medal position.
Now, Yusuke Satake is already in gold medal position. If he gets this,
Yep,
then
he
he's
has the gold
absolutely
medal.
guaranteed. Even if
Because-
Gladkeek pulls the same, stands up with the
Gladkeek
same
is
weight.
heavier.
Yep, precisely. Half a kilo as well. No small amount.
Come on, people. Gold medal attempt in squat.
Yeah, this is for the gold medal. He's lighter than Gladkick.
So this lift guarantees him the gold in the squat.
I mean, he has it at the moment. So even if he doesn't get this, if Gladkeek doesn't get his, which he didn't on the last attempt, then he still has the gold. So he's definitely out on the podium. It's just which step.
Well, it
Well-
moved well.
I think it's the top step, mate.
It is. He will take home the gold medal in the squats with a very, very nice lift.
Now this is just about keeping up for Gladkeek now. He is,
Well, this is the thing. Right now, he's
Well,
found
he's in
himself in
bronze.
position.
He's
He's
in
in the
bronze
bronze
medal
medal position. He needs this to get the silver.
Bronze to silver medal.
yeah, and every kilo counts towards your total.
Missed it last time. Needs some help.
He seemed very, very shaky, didn't he, on the way down?
Yeah, look, on his second lift, his 295 looked great. The 310 just looked like he just couldn't get comfortable. He was never looked confident coming out of the rack.
Yeah, I mean, with my trademark 2020 hindsight, clearly he should have gone 305, but
He looks a lot
it's
better
all
on this
very
setup.
well looking into the past, isn't it? No,
And just not there today. He just mistimed
not at
that.
all.
Sorry, that's no.
And there's a no lift. So he'll take the bronze medal, not the silver. So El Belgati will take the silver medal in the squats.
Yeah, we've got everything back. You have got 4 minutes in which to make any changes to your opener. 4 minutes.
Welcome back to Stavanger, Norway, for the 2021 World Open Equipped Powerlifting Championships. We are just about to get underway with the bench press, the 59 kilos, and of course, I'm Gary Williams, and I'm joined by none other than Joe Whiteley. It's been a rather exciting session in the squats, particularly the 66s. We have just seen 3 or 4 people, almost half the field, fail to put in a squat and fail to get in a total.
And you may not have, I'm not sure if this came across, but the Japanese lifter, Suzuki, had his lift overturned. So
it's really opening up the field a bit. We're about to get underway with the bench. We've got a few minutes left before we get underway. And of course, I mean, what a great shot here, the new Alico bench. The one thing I love about this bench, though, I mean, we talk about Alico because they're a sponsor, but we also talk about them because we all use Alico.
Yeah.
The one thing I really love about this bench is they listened to the lifters, they listened to the platform crew when they redesigned it.
Yeah, you've got those, you've got the narrower sort of safety bars. You've got that, well, it's not really a sticky patch, but it's a more grippy patch on the bench.
Yeah, well, it just allows the chalk to get a little bit more traction on the bench as well. And you'll see that today when they come out for bench. If you're new to powerlifting, you'll see they've got a bit of chalk over their back as well, and that's actually to help improve the grip on the bench. We don't want to be sliding around at all. And the bench, I mean, the bench is really interesting in classic and equipped. It's probably one of the most technical lifts.
It is, and it's the one in which you move the least weight, but you should never discount bench. I've seen people say, oh, you know, it's only bench, it's just to lie down. And I've seen people lose out because they didn't bench as much.
Yeah, look, this is
you can squat more, you can deadlift more, but...
Yeah, I mean, this is the point, I think, in a competition where you keep in touch. You know,
Absolutely.
You're not going to add 40 or 50 kilos to your total in bench, but you need to keep in touch here. You need to be thinking very strategically about your lifts. I don't want to be adding 10 or 15 kilos for each lift. I want to be putting enough on so that extra 2.5, that extra 5 kilos goes on my total. I don't want to add 15 kilos for my first or my second lift and then add nothing to my total. I want to just chip away. This is my chip away point here. I'm not gonna win any enormous crusades here, but this is my chip away. 2.5 here, 5 here, add to that total. Particularly when you're in a field that is quite tight as well. It becomes ever so more important as well.
Yeah, that's dead right. And it's not necessarily where you're going to win or lose, but it's where you maintain the distance.
Yeah, I mean, this is the whole thing about, you know, we talk about the long game and we talk about just chipping away to total. It's great to get medals for a squat or medals for a bench or medals for a deadlift, but the one you're really after is the one at the other end, the total. And to get that, you've got to add to it. You've got to add to your nominated total. We come in here with, you know, with a nominated total. We've nominated our opening, squat, bench, and dead. This is our nominated. We want to finish on more than that.
We do. So we have one lifter, unfortunately, Tran of US Virgin Islands, who is not going to make a total. However, this is Jacopo Sant'Angelo of Italy.
So we're back in the 59 kilo class now for the bench, and equipped bench is always really interesting.
And this is where you're really relying on your spotters there. We've got, is that Jeff Butt from Canada doing the handoffs? And really, if equipped, when you're trying to pull that bar down to your chest, I've heard this described as being like pushing 2 opposite poles of a magnet together. It wants to go everywhere but where you want to land it.
Yeah, look, it's a really challenging thing because what's happening is the shirt wants to take the path of the least resistance, and you want to take the path of the most resistance to get the most out of it.
Yeah, precisely. That's a good touch.
Yeah, now that is a really good example of having the shirt set just right. And I'm waiting to see. We've got one red light there.
I can see a red and
2 whites.
So a red flag from the right-hand referee, but a white flag from the centre and the left.
Yeah, look, and that was a really good example. He had the shirt set really well there. He didn't have to really fight too hard to pull it down. There was just enough resistance. He got the explosion off the chest.
So this is Paweł Ośmielowski of Poland. He's coming out for 140. Again, this is all just about establishing a position, getting one in. You can make quite a lot of adjustments in bench in order to get you to where you need to be, but you've got to get the first one in. Good touch.
Yeah, again, I mean, he's really managed that shirt well. The coaches have managed that shirt well.
Yeah.
You could see he had to pull down through it. But, you know, these guys, the last couple of guys here have been actually thinking smart. They haven't gone all out for their opening lift. They've got that first one on the board.
No. And yeah, he stayed on the bench too. I mean, I know it's a little difficult for referees to look at everything on the bench. You've got to look at the head, the feet, the butt. There's
Yeah,
a
there
lot
is
to
so
watch
much
for, but
there is so much to watch for when you're refereeing the bench.
you almost have to kind of take a step back and unfocus.
Yeah, and there's a lot of technical rules. I mean, you've got to keep your head, shoulders, butt on the bench, feet flat on the floor.
Oh, so this is Christopher Tran, US Virgin Islands with 140. Now that's stalled, but I don't think it dipped.
It didn't look like a dip. He gets it
Nope.
on the board. Now, unfortunately for him, he can't make a total, but you've got to take your hat off. It takes so much strength to come out after missing your squats
Absolutely.
and pull your
yeah.
focus back together and say, all right, I'm out of the race in the long haul, but I've got some other goals. I'm going to get out there and I'm going to smash some bench.
So here's Franklin Leon of Ecuador now for 160. And as we were saying, it takes a lot to come out when you've already bombed on squat.
Yeah, look,
but
you're
you
emotionally
can't-
drained.
But you can't buy international experience. You have to really put yourself through as much as you possibly can at this point, because otherwise you're missing out on international
Yeah,
bench.
look,
you're
and it
missing
doesn't-
out on international
And it doesn't
deadlift
matter
experience.
how many competitions you've done at an international level. Everyone is different, and every experience is different as well. And he'll go away from this competition with an even bigger bank of knowledge.
Absolutely. And I have a lot of respect for someone who can have failed in squat and then still come out for the rest of the lifts.
Well, Franklin Leon just put on a really nice lift.
Can't fault that at all.
Yeah, he gets a really nice touch there. And very little movement through the body.
So Ivan Canchel, Puerto Rico, coming out for 165. All quite close here.
Yeah, look, he didn't have the easiest run in the squats. Bringing out a little bit of intensity.
A little less than there was on the squat, but this is only his first bench, so he's clearly leaving himself somewhere to go. If you're one of those lifters who gets fired up by the intensity, then you can't spend it all in the
Yeah,
first
look,
round.
you just can't maintain that through the entire
No.
competition. You know, and you've got to manage it, and you know, it's one of the roles of the coaching staff as well, is to manage that intensity. Oh, he's got a little bit of shape there. Wait for the referee's decision. And he gets the 3 red lights, unfortunately. And yeah, he's got 2 yellows and a blue. Yeah, his butt has come off the bench there. And he gets the blue from the center referee as well.
Yeah, that's what's called a change in elected position, isn't it? 3 points of contact, head, feet and butt. And it can blow at any seam,
Yeah, look,
unfortunately.
and that's it. There's a lot to think about, not just for the referees, but when you're on that bench, putting in your bench, there's a lot to think about when you're out there. You've got to think about where my feet are, where my butt is, where my shoulders are, my head. I've got to pull this bar down and get the touch. I want to stop it as quickly as I can because I want to get a fast press call.
And the temptation is, of course, you know, push with, because leg drive is a thing in bench, and if you push with your feet and your heels come up, then that's a fail.
Oh, that was very nicely
That
done.
was a thing of beauty. That is how it should look for Yi Chun Lin of Chinese Taipei.
He just absolutely rocketed that.
Now that is 2-1. We've had a red card from a side referee,
Ladies and gentlemen,
but
the
2-1.
jury has overturned Christopher Tran's
Oh,
lift
Christopher
in the
Tran
first
just
round.
had his opening
This is
bench
now a
overturned.
no lift.
He's not having a good day, is he?
185
Now I don't know
kilos,
why they
please,
overturned
for
that.
Sergei
We're not going to find out.
Yeah, we won't find out. Now, he does have the opportunity, I believe, though, because he's already put his second nominated lift in, he does have the opportunity to change that
To
nomination
not take it
because
back
it was
down
overturned.
because it was overturned, yeah. But anyway, here comes Sergei Fedosienko now for a conservative 185.
Yeah, and I think this is a really important lift for Sergei at the moment. He doesn't want to put himself behind the 8 ball. He doesn't want to find himself in a position where he suddenly has to make this lift or it's all over.
No, that's right.
This is a very important lift to put this one on the board. So,
and I think, yeah, they put blocks in place.
Yeah, they've just restarted the clock. And everything is loaded correctly now.
Yeah, they've got it right now.
So lifters are allowed to have blocks up to 30 centimetres.
Yeah, I don't think those are the biggest blocks we've got here.
Yeah, so they have 10, 20 and 30, I believe. And you can
There's no rush in this, man, is there?
You can see how much that shirt makes it so difficult to, extend the pectorals out and actually grab onto the bar.
Yeah, there's a certain style to a man walking out with a bench shirt with his arms stuck right in front of him.
Wasn't as clean as it usually is.
No, it looked a little...
But it's a good lift.
A little like he had to push with the shoulder on the left side.
And that is exactly what he needed, though. He just needed to put that number on the board.
Yeah. Now he can think about what he really wants to do.
This will equal his best ever.
So Jacopo Sant'Angelo coming out for 130 now.
Yeah, so we're into the second round now.
130 kilos.
Had a good opener. Yeah, and I think this is a fairly smart 5 kilo addition to his second.
Yep. Conservative game.
Yeah, look, you just got to think about how much you can add to your total here. You can take the risk and, jump an extra 10 kilos and you risk missing that and you don't add anything to your total.
Yep. So you don't want to push too far and lose everything. And, of course, you can't take an attempt down. You can't go, oh, well, I didn't get 140. Can I do 135 for my third? I'm afraid you cannot, sir.
Oh, and I think he's made the right decision because that was pretty tough through the sticking point there.
That's close, wasn't it?
Let's see what they say. It's a good lift.
2-1.
2-1.
One red card from a side referee.
Yeah, can't really catch it on the replay.
And you were right, Gary. Tran has gone down to 140.
Yeah. And I think that's a really wise decision. He's having a rough day as it is.
Yeah. So, lifter from the US Virgin Islands. Was coming out for 147.5, but the jury overturned his first one, so he's gone down to 140. Now, I can't see anything wrong with that from what we're seeing.
Let's have a look. He gets 2-1 again.
He does.
Let's have a look at the replay. Oh, I think on one side there.
Well, yeah. Bit hard to see because his leg was in the way, but...
Now, and if you look at the rules, 50% has to stay down.
Yeah. So, Paweł Osmialowski of Poland coming out for 150. 10 kilo jump.
Yeah, look, it's a tough one. I mean, equipped lifting a 10 kilo jump isn't huge.
No.
But we're talking about 59 kilo weight class. I mean, that is a very big percentage of body weight.
This is it. Yeah. When you're looking at the smaller lifters, a 2.5 kilo jump is a lot compared to what it is for a guy who weighs 150.
Yeah, he got out of line there.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be a no lift. It looked like it dipped.
Yeah.
It has. And gets the 3 reds. And you'll see, if we get a chance to see the replay on this one, you'll see he gets a little bit out of line on the touch. And you can see that's affected the press as well.
Because that's a very, very narrow line where the shirt's going to help you. And as soon as you get outside of that, suddenly you're dealing with a weight that no way can you lift.
All you.
Classic. Yeah.
And the bar is loaded. Ivan Cancel needs your support.
Ivan Cancel at 165. This is his second attempt at this weight.
So on his opening lift, he just couldn't keep his hips down.
Yep.
Yeah, and we've seen a lot of this over the last few weeks of competition, and I think a lot of it is to do with everything that's happening in the world. People haven't got access to the usual equipment, and they're often training at home on benches that aren't to the standard height.
And maybe to a bar that isn't the standard weight, and weights that aren't calibrated.
Suddenly you've got to readjust on the fly. it's a bit tough. He's driving through. He's got some grind in him.
What a battle. What do the referees say?
But we'll see what happens. And no, it is a no lift. And has he lifted his hips again? I think he has.
Well, we're going to see on the replay now. Yep, there it is.
It's already starting to lift.
Just see a little bit of daylight.
Yeah.
Franklin Leon.
Unfortunately.
67.5 kilos. And the bar is
So that'll be very disappointing.
Lynn Fedoshenko to prepare.
Yeah, so Franklin Leon of Ecuador now. Here he is for 167.5.
Yeah, look, he's in the sort of position now where he just really does need to chip away at that total. You know, get all the lifts on the board, get every couple of kilos he can, and put himself in a position, you know, to challenge for those upper medals on the podium. Gets that big breath. Nice touch.
Can't fault that.
Yeah, it came really fast off the chest.
And neither can the referees. I always feel it's a bit of a gamble saying he can't fault that before I've seen what the referees say, but I'm glad they agreed with me. That looked great.
And interesting, I'd probably like to see him press back a little bit further. It's got quite a straight press, and then it comes back, but it's working very well for him.
Yichun Lin of Chinese Taipei now coming out for 180.
You know, again, this is another guy that's right in the running, needs to just be chipping away. You know, 10 kilos, is it a risk? We'll find out.
Yep, we'll soon see.
This is where bench becomes that whole tactical point. This is the point where you can open the door for someone else.
Yeah, you just try for a little too much, you don't get it, and suddenly you're 7.5 behind instead of 2.5 ahead.
Well, that was no risk there.
No.
That moved like lightning.
Good lift, 2-1.
Still got a red card, from a red flag from one of the side referees, but 2-1 is a good lift.
Yeah, I mean, difficult to see anything from this angle. I mean, obviously,
Maybe
could have been the other side as well.
So Fedoshenko now, 192.5. Lifter from the Russian Olympic Committee.
I'll tell you what, in about 12 months' time, I think he's going to be making some Masters records tumble.
Well, this is always the interesting thing, isn't it, with lifters that are of that age, because so many of them continue to. Well, obviously he can change the records, but will he move into competing in the Masters, or will he stay?
Oh, look, I think we'll see Sergey in the Opens for a very, very long time.
Yeah,
taking Open and Masters records.
And I guess the people in the Masters are going, yeah, you just stay there, mate.
Yeah, a little bit of a stall there, but I don't think it dipped at all. Oh, he gets 2 red lights there. He's got yellow cards. Oh, his butt did come off the bench there.
Yellows.
Load the bar to 135 kilos, please.
Okay, so as you were saying, opening the door now. He can't go below 192.5. However, Lin is coming out for 185. If Lin gets that and Fedoshenko fails, then Lin could take the gold away from him.
It certainly has opened the door a little bit.
It's all to play for. So Jacopo Sant'Angelo of Italy coming out for 135 now.
Yeah, look, this isn't going to change his ranking at all. He just needs to put some numbers on the board.
He's not threatening anybody. He's playing his own game, and that is the wise thing to do.
Yeah, just needs to put some numbers on the board, build that total, move up in total rankings.
Yeah, on projections, he could beat Osmiolovsky for the overall. And you know, let's not forget here that if he gets 5th or 6th, that's 5th or 6th in the world.
Yeah, everyone's here with a different goal and just moving up these rankings, pushing as far as you can. Oh, he's struggling to get it down. No. Yeah, he just lost all the tightness.
Couldn't pull it, went offline.
Well, it would have been 5 kilos more than he'd ever lifted before.
Well, it wasn't a huge jump. It was 5 kilos, quite reasonable.
He got 2 in.
Got a little bit out of line there.
And we have 3 attempts, time to change the opener.
Your third bench is often a difficult one anyway. So
Yeah, look,
Tran,
Christopher Tran, US
whether you're in classic or equipped, that third bench is quite often something you've never hit before.
exactly. So this is 147.5, which is what he put on for his second, but then he knocked that down to 140 because it was overturned. So 147.5 is now for his third. Christopher Tran, US Virgin Islands.
So he has a number on the board. He cannot make a total though. I think his hips have come off the bench on that one as well.
Yeah. See if we see that on the replay. But oh, 2
He
to
gets
1.
2 white lights though, so he gets it on the board.
Load the bar to 150 kilos.
He doesn't set up symmetrically. He's quite crooked. So I
Yeah.
think what's happening is one side is coming off and the other side is staying down. So he's getting that one red light.
Maybe a good tactical move. So 150 now for Paweł Smielowski of Poland.
Yeah, he missed this on his second.
He did. It wasn't far off, though, I don't think.
I think a little bit of shirt adjustment.
Yeah.
Getting that balance on the shirt is a very difficult thing to do. I mean, you want it to have
Sure.
enough resistance that it's going to give you that explosion off the chest, but you don't have too much resistance that you've got to waste energy trying to pull it down. Yeah, and
it
it
did
looks like they've
bounce
got
on
it
the
better.
chest, didn't it?
And he gets the
Yeah.
2 red lights, unfortunately. The yellow cards on those. I think his hips has moved off. Yeah, his butt's lifted off the bench there quite clearly.
And that just shows you how close to the edge these guys are, doesn't it, really?
Yeah, you can. Now, when it comes to feet, your feet can move, but they cannot leave the ground.
Yeah. So Ivan Canchel of Puerto Rico, he's failed 165 twice. Will he get it this time?
Under the 8 ball again. I mean, this is tough, isn't it?
Come on now.
It is. You can see in his face that he's concerned.
Not completely unusual with a quick bench, though, to see missing
no.
2 lifts and then smoke the third.
Yeah, when you finally get the setup right. But the thing is, if you start moving the shirt down, then that moves the landing position down. That's something else you've got to manage. There's so many things to think of. And people go, oh, it's only bench. Well, it's the most technical lift there is. There's probably benchers at home cursing me now, going, how dare you say it's only bench?
Oh, I think he's got this.
Blocked it out. What did the referee say?
Let's fingers crossed. No, lift
Oh.
again. I'm pretty sure he keeps lifting that butt. We'll see on the replay.
We will. Yeah,
Yeah,
there
look.
it is.
His body position is not allowing that pelvic rotation, which
Yeah.
means he's not forcing his hips down. So unfortunately, he cannot register a total now.
Well, they're whittling him down. Franklin Leon, or Leon Franklin, I'm sorry. This is what happens when you have 2 first names.
So we now have 2 men in a 7-man field that cannot register a total.
This is what makes equipped lifting so exciting.
Yeah, you can come into a competition with the highest nomination and go home with nothing. Or you can come into a competition with the lowest nomination and go home with a gold.
Is it 0 to 0 or 0 to hero? Well, obviously, we're all hoping for 0 to hero, but that's another story. So that's a good touch.
He comes off the chest very straight.
Does, yeah.
Good lift.
Yeah.
Well, it's working though.
I think that was very nice technically. All right, so Yichun Lin, Chinese Taipei, is going for 185. He's got 180 already. He's in silver medal position.
Yeah.
If he gets this
He
and
has the
Fedosienko
gold.
fails 192, like he did last time, then he could get the gold medal in bench press.
Yeah, look, I think it's a really smart move too. 185, it's not huge.
Nope.
He's a fraction lighter than Fedosienko.
Yeah.
5 kilo jump isn't an enormous jump for equipped lifting in this weight class.
Yeah, he's about 350 lighter, isn't he? Grams.
You know, so he can go after that gold medal in the bench without having to do anything crazy and without really a major risk on that total.
And that doesn't look too
That
difficult.
looks pretty solid.
What did the referee say?
It is. 3
Yeah.
white lights.
Okay, Fedosienko, it's on you, sunshine.
Well,
0.5 kilos.
this is for the gold medal. He is now in the silver medal position.
Yep.
Pushed out of gold medal position. This to take it back. And the bar
Have they
is
got
loaded.
everything set right?
Sergei Fedoshenko.
I think really
lifting
what
for
happened in the last
bench
one, he just
press
needs to
gold.
shift his feet back a fraction. They were a little bit further forward than usual, which allowed his hips to lift up.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't necessarily have any particular problem with the weight, did he? It didn't look easy, but bear in mind this is a guy who weighs sub 60 kilos and it's nearly 200 kilos he's pressing, so of course it's not going to look easy.
So realistically, it's really just about this hip position, I think.
And he's sensibly wearing squat shoes on bench as well.
That looked better from this angle.
It
I didn't see
did.
any major hip movement. He gets the 3 white lights and back in the gold medal position.
And it is
Takes back
gold to
the gold
Fedoshenko.
medal in the bench
Silver to
press.
Lynn.
I wonder if he was sweating. You really can't tell with Fedosienko at all. He's got such a stone face,
He
hasn't
has
he?
such a poker face.
Roll the bar, 125 kilos.
Well, we move straight into the 66ers now. And this has become an interesting one as well because we've got 3 men in this field that cannot register a total.
Come on.
I think from the scoreboard it was... No, you're right. Yeah, just 3. One of whom is Hans-Erik Folkerseth coming out for 125.
Yep, so now the focus is to use this experience, get as much as you can out of it. That looks like a good opening lift.
Yep.
Was. Yeah, opened very conservatively.
160 kilos for Kamil Ivasiov.
Kamil Ivasiov of Poland, 160. Another man who can't make a total.
Yeah, look, this is an interesting opening lift. He's right up, very close to his best lift.
And he's entered the bench from the other end. I mean, it's not against the rules.
We see it
don't
the odd
always
time
see
here
it.
and there. We very rarely see it in the super heavyweights.
Yes.
But in the 59s not, and the 66s, not completely unusual. And again, he comes up very straight off his chest as well. I mean, it was okay on this one.
Now, that did dip a little at the top, but it was after he'd got the rack command. I think maybe he just got a little lucky there.
170.
He does shift very straight off his chest there, and it was okay for that lift. I'd be a little bit concerned with some heavier weight, though.
Okay, so here comes Elgel Belghiti now.
Bar is loaded.
170 kilos for the French lifter. And you can spot the really experienced guys, can't you? Because they're walking out and they're going, yeah, you know how I want the handoff already, right? Again, with the less experienced lifters, they might take 20 seconds explaining to people, this, then that, then the other.
Yeah, and I think the experience, when you get that experience, you realise you don't want to be wasting 20 seconds showing someone how I want to lift off and making it complicated. I want something really easy. I want something really quick I can show the guys how I want to lift off.
You don't want to be relying on a complicated handoff, because if you don't get it, that's you in a bad place.
Looks smooth. Referees say it's a good lift.
And 3 white lights.
No issues there. The benefit of experience. Here comes Eric Oishi. 177.5 for Eric. It's strange, isn't it, how you can see in one class they almost sort of edge each other on. It's a poker game, isn't it? You know, you see the openers go up and up and up, and then somebody goes, he's put his up, maybe I need to put mine up. And then what you can end up with is no one getting their opener.
Yeah, it's a really tough thing. I mean, you want to stick to your own game plan. You don't want to get caught up in these the numbers games and changing openers. You just want to stick to your game plan. This is what I came here to do. I mean, the only thing you can affect is your lifts. didn't get the best line there.
A little bit struggling there.
That
Struggled
left hand
couple of
side, yeah.
inches.
If you watch, you'll see on the left hand side just doesn't get a great line when it comes down. It goes all out of shape there,
Yeah.
and it was the same thing on the way up there. He just wasn't in position.
Yeah, so of course he's not getting the full benefit of the shirt, and then everything.
Yeah,
gives
so
way.
I mean, basically what they need to do is just, I mean, you've got two options there. You can throw in an extra couple of kilos, and it may actually fix the problem, or a little bit of a twist in the sleeve might fix the problem. They might have been a little bit uneven.
Yeah, which then puts you right off. So Judson Lima of Brazil, 177.5, same weight as Eric. Will Judson succeed where Eric did not? We will find out very shortly.
No, it's well under his best lift.
He's got those wraps right up against the palm of his hand, doesn't he? That's
Yeah, he's just pushing the envelope there on the.
barely legal, I
Yeah,
would say.
just pushing the envelope. Oh, it's a tough
he's
lift.
shaking, isn't he? I mean, we can't see here, but I'd be very interested to see the side view on the replay.
Well, he gets
Well.
3 white lights. He's managed to keep it down.
Then we have 197.5 kilos. The bar.
So let's just watch as this goes back up.
So this is a really good example of
No, do you know
sticking with
what?
technique.
Kept it down.
He kept his elbows in, he kept the technique, and he was able to fight through that. Quite often what happens when you get into trouble like that, your elbows pop out, your
Yep.
hips shoot up, suddenly all the power's gone.
Yeah. So Antti Savalainen, 197.5 for the lifter from Finland. Can't make a total, unfortunately. One of the 3 guys in this class who can't. But that's a big old bench.
Yeah, look, he can still medal in the bench. And you know what? He has a bench that could find himself there. Moved quite well. 3 white lights.
Nice.
And that is going to go a long way to building his confidence.
Yeah, certainly. He's also got a chance on, you know, on what they've put in for their deadlifts of medaling in the deadlift.
Yeah, so he
too.
can't total, but he can still compete in individual medals.
So here comes Grotkowski now. 200 kilos on the bar for him. From Poland, Mariusz.
There's some very, very big benches. Current world record is 221.5. The Masters world record is 205.
Yeah, now Marius has got 8 years until he can have a look at the Masters record. But
Well, it was tough on the left.
I don't think.
Oh, no lift.
That's
He
a
just got a
shame.
bit out of shape there.
Now here
Yeah, it was
comes
just all over the shop.
Yusuke Satake, 205. This is his PB as far as we know.
Yeah, it's always really interesting watching people open on their personal best. Obviously, at the moment, with everything that's been going on over the last couple of years, it's very sort of difficult to establish, you know.
I mean, this is it. He's 25 years old. It's probably a couple of years since he competed internationally. You can come a long way in those 2 years between 23 and 25.
So he did 200 back in 2019. The World Sub Juniors and Juniors, and that moved really well.
That was fine, I'm sure. Yep.
That moved very quickly.
I'm very impressed with this young man. He's putting on a good show. No issue with that. So 205 for Gladkeek as well. 7 years older than Satake, rather.
Yeah, look, 205 should be manageable.
You'd
for
think,
Gladkeek.
yeah.
Although, I mean, you look at his squats earlier, they weren't what they usually are.
But this is using a different end of the body. So, could be different. See, I'm always concerned about, you see his shoe there, the way that the running shoe curls up towards the end. You can fail to get the start command from that, and people saying put your feet flat on the floor.
Well, that wasn't the cleanest lift I've ever seen him do, and he doesn't get the white lights either. He doesn't look overly concerned about it.
Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, the jury has overturned the no-lift decision for Grotkowski of Poland.
So Grotkowski has had his first lift overturned in a good way. That is now a good lift for Grotkowski. Puts him in 200 kilos for his opener.
Yeah, well, that'll make you feel a lot better.
So Shea of Chinese Taipei coming out for 210 now. This will give him quite a lead in the bench press.
Yeah, 210 kilos. And incidentally, he will be a Masters lifter next year as well. Or
And is he the light? He is the lightest lifter in class. He's weighed in at 64.75 kilos.
Yeah, he puts himself in a very good position. He
2
gets
to
2
1.
whites.
He's lifted the most weight and he weighs the least. That is a man who is in an interesting place.
Yeah, look, and moved really well. He's going to be really tough to beat for the gold medal. He lost a bit of footing there as well. His foot slid and he still managed to drive through with enough power. If he can fix that.
I'm sure his coaches are going to be talking to him all about it right now. So after the first round, you just saw the standings there. We're into the second round. Folkeseth of Norway coming out for 130. Only 5 kilos over what he got last time. He's clearly just getting the experience on the platform, doing what he can. And that's very nice.
That moved well as well. Yeah, look, I think that's the best thing he can do now is just build the experience, take every little thing from this competition, put it into the next one, make it better.
Yeah, because you do want to run home with your tail between your legs if you're not going to put a total in. But the thing to do is get that
it's a really emotionally draining feeling when that happens.
Absolutely. So Kamil Iwasiow of Poland now coming out for 170.
Yeah, this will be a nice little personal best for him.
And there's that trademark reverse bench entry.
And this is going to be a little bit tougher for him.
A little, but that's a good touch.
Yeah, he gets a very nice touch there. Gets a nice quick press command. And he gets 2 white lights.
Clearly delighted with that. And we move into the 170s plus now. This is Hassan El Belghiti from France coming out for 175. Very impressed with this guy. He seemed very, very calm.
Yeah, look, he's doing a really good job. He's just adding here, adding there. We get a couple of kilos on this one. We get 5 kilos here. And you can see, his projection just going up and up and up.
Yeah, that's the way. Slow and steady. Just keep building a total. No heroics. Well, not till deadlift anyway.
Yeah, you've got to save it for the end. Yeah, very confident lift as well. Very smooth to the touch. He's got that balance worked out really well. You can see he was still a little bit of resistance to pull through the shirt, but not so much that it's making you shift around.
Yeah. He's timed that absolutely right, hasn't he? Okay, here comes Eric Oishi of Brazil, 177.5.
Yeah, he missed this on his opener.
He did, but it was
Just got to keep
it
those
wasn't
hips down.
far off, was it?
Oh, he's dropping it in an awkward position, though. I'm not really sure how he pressed that.
No.
And he gets it on the board. It looked like he came down to the most awkward press position.
Well,
We might
let's
see
see.
from here.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
it went sideways at the bottom, didn't it? It went a lot further
Somehow
down.
we managed to press it. I don't think that's where he really wanted it to go.
Do you know what? It's a good lift. Let's not worry about
That's it. Doesn't have to be pretty to be a good lift.
Yeah, exactly. Judson Lima from Brazil coming out now for 182.5. Yeah, there are no points for style. Oh,
That's
there.
it.
You know,
You see Judson is bringing a little bit more intensity to this one. Just a little bit fired up. 182.5, getting close to his best lift.
okay, so he's set up.
He's really have to work through that shirt there, but he pulls it down nicely though. Oh, can he lock it out?
I think he just about can.
I think he's locked it. Is everything else okay?
Well,
It is.
good enough.
Gets it on the board.
Okay, glad kick. Didn't get 205. Coming out again for 205, which is the sensible thing to do, I think.
Yeah, I think that's a smart move. You know, he really has to sort of just keep adding and wait for the deadlifts and see what he can do.
Yeah, I mean, he's not got the biggest deadlift, but
Yeah, the key is just keep on adding.
I think he's got his work cut out today, you know.
He certainly has.
If you look at
Sataki,
some of the
Kotovsky.
prognosis.
Oh, that looks smooth. Referees say.
Oh, referees say it's a good lift. Yeah, look, he's really in a position where he's going to have to really fight to get under the podium in the overall totals.
I think he is, yeah. And this can be very difficult for someone if they have been historically dominant. You know, we've seen it in the past where lifters who have never lost before suddenly find themselves in a world of pain. And because they're so used to being out the front, they don't know how to handle it.
It could be a whole new territory.
So 205 on the bar for Antti Savalainen of Finland now. His 197 looked great.
Well, 205.
Dropped onto the chest at the bottom.
Yeah,
No.
and you can see his feet are starting to shift. Everything's starting to move around. He's a little bit
Yeah.
disappointed with that.
That's a shame. So Gratkovsky now coming out for 210.
Bar is loaded for
210.
Amazing 210 kilos. Come
He's
on.
not a stranger to these sorts of weights.
Now his PB is only half a kilo off the World Open record. Not that I'm expecting him necessarily to go challenging that, because you really don't want to throw away anything for, you know, something as transient as a world
and
record.
it's very close at the top.
We all get very excited about world records, but it's not
Well, we saw plenty of them yesterday.
what we did. But you don't get to keep them in your trophy cabinet, do you?
No, they're certainly not the same as a world championship. Oh, a tough lockout, but he gets it there.
Yeah, he found the sticking point and then he went, well, okay. It keeps moving. Or it gets the hose again. 215 for Sataki from Japan.
Yeah, I mean, 10 kilo jump. I mean, he's very good at the moment and everything's looking great. I would hope that he is very, very confident with this one, and it's not a risk. I mean, he's in a position where he can really sort of challenge the top runners overall here. He doesn't want to be wasting kilos.
He's giving nothing away from his face, though, is he? He's very poker-faced.
Yeah, look, he looks confident. He's quite calm about it.
I mean, you find this goes two ways with lifters. They're either roaring as they come out on the platform, or they are like a stone-cold killer. And I think Sataki falls into the second category. Let's see if he can press this one as easily as the last. I hope so.
Gets it through the shirt well. That looks good. He's got a great lockout, very convincing. And he gets it on the board with 2-1.
One yellow flag from other side. Referee, and then
Okay, so third round, 2:15 again. Sung Ting Shi, Chinese Taipei.
He will be at first place on bench press.
Yeah, look,
Second round.
I mean, this is quite conservative. Again, he also needs to be really thinking about the long game, not getting caught up in the individual medals here and just putting the numbers on the board that he knows he can put through.
You say that, but I wonder whether he might have a crack at the open record if he gets this. I know I would.
That is a
What a
tough
fight.
lift.
I
and just didn't
definitely
get there.
would not have a crack at the open record after that.
It just didn't seem to want to shift.
No. Got so far and then he was
really
in all
got out of
kinds of
position
trouble.
there. His line got completely out of position on the way
What
down.
came off the bench and everything, so... Well, now Ivasiov has elected to scratch, so he's not coming out for a third attempt. This is Hans-Erik Folkeseth of Norway coming out for 135.
So, yeah, 2 good lifts so far.
Can he continue that? Make up for his squats?
Yeah, look, I think his confidence is growing now. I mean, it really knocks it out of you when you miss your all 3 squats and you can't total anymore. That confidence it really takes a blow. But 2 good benches, we're starting that confidence to grow again.
I have to applaud his fortitude. In front of a home crowd as well.
Oh, and he gets that one to the top. I think that is a good lift.
Looked okay. Oh,
Sorry,
no.
Unfortunately, he gets 2 red lights, and I think hips
That's
have lifted again, have they?
Blues. It's blues.
Oh, he got blue cards, did he?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There it
bar
was.
dip. Well, that is unfortunate, but he has done well with the bench thus far.
Yep. So, here comes the most composed man in the 66 kilo class, Hassan El Belghiti of France, 177.5 kilos on the bar for him. This is only a 2.5 kilo jump. I mean, his numbers there look like classic bench numbers, 170, 175, 177, but
Yeah, they're not huge jumps, but he's just chipping away at the end there.
there's no prizes for the point spread in between your attempts, are
No,
there?
that's exactly right, and you just need to be adding those kilos.
That's a beautiful close-up of some Swedish steel right there. We are in Norway, but we're not so far away.
Oh, I think he's got this to the top. He gives that extra little bit of spurt to get the lockout.
It's a good lift, 2-1.
And I think he
I
has
think
it.
that was beautifully judged by the French coaching team.
Yeah, he's put on just the right amount.
So Eric Oishi, 187.5 kilos on the bar for the Brazilian lifter. He's gone up 10. He didn't get his opener at 177. So
Yeah.
presumably this was planned for his second.
Well, it's interesting. I'm not really sure of the tactic behind it. I mean, it does move him from 8th to 6th.
Yeah, I think this is just about building the total for the end, but
It's quite a big jump from a second to a third.
oh, and look at that, I was wrong. Sataki is going to have a crack at the record.
Well,
Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a world record attempt coming up at the end of this round.
I mean, have they determined that it was really just a technique failure, not a weight issue?
We may never know, but he's certainly going to have a go. So here's Oishi now. It's looking, no.
Yeah, just got away from him
And
there.
that is where the spotters earn their money, because if that had not been caught, that would have dropped right on his face. This is what is so terrifying about equipped bench press.
Look,
You watch now. You
the
get out of
Alico
the
bench
zone.
there, though, has the safeties, though.
It does, but still, seeing nigh on 200 kilos coming straight at your face is not.
Yeah, you know the safeties are there, but there's a part of you at the back of your head thinking, yeah, that's a lot of weight.
Yeah,
But the guys did a great job there.
yeah. No lift for him, obviously, but he's safe. 187.5 still on the bar. This is for Judson Lima of Brazil.
Come on now.
It's not going to change his position. Again, only a 5 kilo jump.
Yeah, look, he's, I mean, the top numbers here, if you're looking at, the long game, they're all so close. There's
That's
not
right.
huge amounts in it. One mistake from someone at the top opens the door from somewhere else. So
Yep.
you've just got to be chipping away.
Oh, that was a great fight, but sorry.
Unfortunately,
No lift.
Yeah, look, it's tough out there on your third lift. You're always pushing that little bit extra, something you've not done before.
and I've just been told that the record that Sataki is going to be going for currently belongs
It
to
certainly
Shai
does.
of Chinese Taipei.
Bar is loaded for Antti Savolainen, Finland.
So this is it must be shocking to see your record and somebody else having a crack at it.
Yeah, look, it's one of those things. I think that you want your record to stand as long as it can, but
Somebody else
you're
takes
also,
it.
You're also happy to watch someone else take it and bring back another challenge. And
Yeah, it gives you something to aim for. So Savolainen of Finland now, he's coming out for his second attempt at 205.
well, interestingly, I can't see him there. I think he's decided not to take a third attempt. Going to save some energy for.
Yeah, I
The
think so
deadlift.
because we're seeing
Yeah.
Gladkeek at
Look,
the moment.
He can't put a total in. He missed all his squats, so he can't submit a total.
Yeah, so
The 205, I think he's decided was probably a little bit too tough, and I'm just going to hang on to a little bit of energy and see if I can get a personal best in the deadlift.
yeah, sensible
Yeah.
stuff.
So that'll time out, and he's left it there to make sure everyone has that time. Doesn't confuse anyone. No one's rushing around or anything like that.
210
Okay, so 4 to go. This is Gladkeek for 210. This won't change his position. He is going to be fourth in bench press, whether he hits this or not.
Russian Olympic Committee.
So, 205 to 210. He hasn't put it up a lot. Just taking the conservative jump there. He knows that he's going to have a really tough time getting onto that podium today. He knows he's just got to chip away.
Yeah, he's not having the best day, is he? I mean, we said it was almost a foregone conclusion if both he and Fedosienko got their lifts in, and I'm sorry to say I was wrong in this particular case, anyway. However, that's a struggle,
And
but
he gets it back to the top. Was everything where it needs to be?
were both arms locked, do you think? Well,
It
looks
is.
like it.
He gets that one on the board, and he keeps himself in the running.
Okay, so Shai is 215. He's the current world record holder with 221.5 kilos.
Yeah, look, and this is the whole thing we talk about the last couple of years and competitions and training and things like that. And, here's a perfect example. He is the current world record holder, and today he's lifting well below that.
He is 39 years old. I mean, I don't know when he set that record. No, oh, well.
Yeah, that
I was
was
going to
just a little
say,
bit
did he
too
jump the
tough
press
there.
command, but it really doesn't matter.
That was a tough lift.
Okay, so here comes Grotkowski for the same weight, 215. This will move him from bronze to silver on the bench press. if he gets it.
Well, he's favoured on prognosis.
Bar is loaded for Mariusz Grochkowski with 215 kilos. Same
So he set that record at 221.5 in Halmstad in Sweden in 2018.
Okay.
So not that long ago.
No.
But right now we've got 215 on the bar.
There's been a lot of water under the bridge since Helsingborg, though, right?
There certainly has been.
So, from bronze to silver, what have you got, Marius?
Yeah, unfortunately he can't get into the gold medal position because he is a fraction heavier. And that's not going to get him to the silver either, unfortunately. He will have to settle for the bronze medal.
Okay, so the last bench press of this session, and it is a world record attempt. This is Yusuke Satake of Japan. He is aiming to put half a kilo on the world record.
Yeah, look, it's a big call. I mean, he's 215.
Didn't look easy, did it?
It looked really tough.
I mean, we said after that, oh, he's not going for the record, and then he clearly thought, well, you know what?
So have they decided that, you know, this was all about technicality, the shirt, and 222 is in reach? It is only, realistically, it is a 7 kilo jump. It's quite a normal size jump.
And of course, if he gets this, then he's got a half kilo advantage from having chipped a record.
Yeah, look, and that could come in really handy.
It certainly could, because he's not one of the lightest guys.
So 222 kilograms to take the world record.
By the absolute minimum he can possibly take it by.
Incidentally, the current world record holder is in this field as well.
And I can't actually see him watching from the sidelines, but he's certainly going to be watching the screens at the back. With a combination of, go on son, get it, and don't take my record off me. Very controlled.
Well, it looked better than his second lift. I think it's good.
I think, well, I really
It
can't
is.
call it.
That
Oh, yes.
is the world record and the gold medal in the bench.
So that record has moved from Chinese Taipei to Japan.
And that looks so much different than his second lift did. His second lift at 215, we thought, no way will he take a shot at the record.
As you say, a tweak in technique can make all the difference, and in this case can take the world record.
Absolutely unbelievable. Well, don't go too far away. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back here in 10 minutes for the deadlifts. Welcome back to Stavanger, Norway, the 2021 World Open Equipped Powerlifting Championships, brought to you by IPF, Eleiko, and of course SBD. And we are just about to get underway for the 59 kilo, 66 kilo men deadlift session, and it is heating up here. We thought a few people would have their own way in the 66s, but that certainly haven't happened. We've just seen the world bench press record drop. It was 221.5, owned by none other than his Shin's record here in this flight as well, and beaten by Sataki from Japan by half a kilo.
Now stands at 222.
It is tightening up a lot. And the deadlifts, I mean, realistically, this is where it is won or lost. You can certainly win a championship right here in the deadlifts.
Lifting will commence
Yep.
in 1 minute's time. Could referees, jury, and platform crew please take their places?
We're about 50 seconds from getting underway here. Of course, none of this possible without Eleiko and SBD. Eleiko, the greatest platform equipment on the planet. And of course, SBD, the best lifting apparel you can possibly get your hands on. There is nothing better out there than these two organizations, and they have stood behind this sport for such a long time now.
They have indeed. You absolutely can't beat that belt.
Yeah, there are
You see
changes,
so many of
as a
those on the
result of
platform.
that.
Yeah, and you're right. This is the equipment we see people wearing, and they're wearing it because it's the best. And you go to every IPF competition, and it's all furnished by Eleiko, and it's because it is the best out there.
Yeah, so we have Ivan Canchel of Puerto Rico coming out for 190 kilos.
And we're ready to
Unfortunately,
go.
he
Please load
cannot
the
make a
bar.
total.
190
Yeah,
kilos.
very
On
disappointing.
the
He
bar
can
is loaded.
obviously still
Ivan
medal in
Canchel, Puerto
the
Rico,
deadlifts.
190 kilos.
And in regards to equipped lifting, this is the lift that
To get ready.
the equipment probably provides the least amount of equip.
Yeah, because it's just basically deadlift briefs, isn't it, really? They call it a suit, but it's really...
Yeah, I mean, it certainly provides some, but it is probably the least amount, especially as opposed to the bench and the squat.
Well, this is where it's won or lost.
Oh, he really sort of struggled to lock at the top there,
Yeah,
didn't
I
he?
wasn't sure if that was far back enough.
He gets 2 white lights, but it wasn't overly convincing, was it?
It wasn't. It wasn't. I would be concerned about that moving forward. Yeah, I would have liked to have seen those shoulders a little further back.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't have a great side view there. I mean, it's a very tough one. It's very contentious because, you need to demonstrate that you're actually standing upright, the hips are forward.
That's right. So Paweł Osmielowski of Poland, 195 kilos for him. And this is real quick fire. We're barely announcing who's on the platform before they've ripped it off the floor.
Yeah, and they move fast through this one.
They do.
And of course, this is a very small flight as well.
See,
And
now that they were
much more
absolutely
convincing.
precisely. He's any further back and he would have fallen over.
Yeah, look, and this is one of the things about deadlift as well. I mean, you've got the rules, but you also want to be convincing to the referees as well. You don't want to give them the opportunity to go, oh, well,
No.
I'm not entirely sure of that one. You want to convince them that I've locked out my knees, locked out my hips, I'm upright, and everything is clean.
Don't make it their decision, make it yours. Jacopo Sant'Angelo of Italy. He's coming out for 220 kilos.
220 kilos.
And he's saved that intensity, hasn't he, for the deadlift?
Yeah, and this is where you want to hang on to that intensity for. You want to just ease up the intensity bit by bit, and then when you get to the deadlifts, you've got 3 lifts left, then you can bring on some fire.
I like that tricolore on his socks.
And that should be a good lift. It is.
Indeed.
Load the bar to 230 kilos, please, for Franklin Leon, Ecuador. Lynn.
Yeah, it moved quite well.
Yep, and he controlled the bar as well. It bounced a couple of times on the floor. You have to show that you're in control of the bar. I've seen world records not happen before because they've joyfully thrown the bar on the floor because they've pulled it. and you can fail at the last hurdle. It can blow at any seam.
It's a really important part of it. You've got to actually put the bar down as well.
Yes, you have to maintain control. So Franklin Leon, Ecuador, 230 kilos. It's unusual, but not unknown to see people not pull a deadlift. But
yeah, look, opening deadlift, you usually get into a point where you know it's been a long day of lifting already. You're a little bit more conservative. And I guess, you know, from a technical point, it's the least technical.
yeah, well, that's why it's called powerlifting. It's all about power. And he's certainly not short of it there.
And that is
Gets that one on the board.
So good, I nearly called it before the referee's lights came up. Load the bar to 240
That's
kilos,
nice.
please. For the next 3 lifters.
So
all
Ye
the
Chun
same
Lin,
weight.
Chinese
First
Taipei,
up,
240
Ye Chun
kilos for
Lin
him.
from Chinese Taipei. Fedoshenko and Tran to follow,
3 more
all the
lifters
same weight. Get ready.
in this round.
Will be quick.
Put a lift on the board.
Bar is loaded. Ye
Remember,
Chun
we've got
Lin,
2 lifters.
Chinese
Tran
Taipei,
and Kanchel
240
cannot put up a total.
I mean, I don't envy these guys because you've got, what, a maximum of 5 minutes before you're back out again, and realistically, it's not even going to be 5.
It's really tough in these small fields.
Yeah.
You know, you're struggling to catch your breath.
That's about as wide as your stance can possibly get.
Yeah, sumo is always an interesting one. There's a lot of variations to the technique. You know, we talk all the time about, you know, everyone's got their own different biomechanics. You know, and you'll see a lot of people talk about how it should be done or how it shouldn't be done, but in reality, when it comes to deadlift, it's all about biomechanics.
Yeah. Well, that was a good lift. So here comes Fedosienko for 240.
Yeah, look, you know, again, he's not going to have it all his own way for the gold medal in the deadlifts here. He needs to put this one on the board, and then he can really just breathe a bit of a sigh of relief having this number on the board. His total is registered then.
Yeah. Now, interestingly, Tran is going to come out for the same weight. So is he interested in a deadlift medal? I mean, you've got to be, haven't you? There's that trademark pat on the weights. I do love that from Fedosienko.
Yeah, look, and the thing is now, he's registered the total. He's got a fairly good lead over Lin as well.
So here we go for Christopher Tran, US Virgin Islands, 240 kilos on the bar for him. Not had the best day, but...
Oh, he gets that one on the board by the look of it.
Yeah, that looked good to me.
And it is. So he puts that one away, and he puts himself in a position there that maybe he can recover something from today and go home with a medal.
Yep.
So we're very quickly already into the second round.
We are. We've got Ivan Canchel of Puerto Rico coming out for 200 kilos.
And, you know, as you said before, there's not a lot of time to recover
there
between
really
lifts.
I mean, the 66s have got it easier because there's a few more lifters in that group, but this is going to be, this is tough stuff for the 59s.
200 on the bar. He's going to need to be more convincing than that.
Yeah, I'm not sure. No.
Yeah, he's got the 3 reds on that. It just was not convincing. And of course, 3 red lights means he cannot go. The coach cannot go to the jury on that one either.
No, there's no arguments with that. I mean, you look at that, and he's not leaned back far enough at all.
He really doesn't look like his hips are locked out.
I think it was borderline last time, and this time they said, nah, not this time, sunshine. Well, we'll see how he goes with his third. 205 on the bar now for Paweł Osmialowski, Poland.
So He is currently ranked number 5 overall. I'm sure he'd like to try and find the opportunity to get up to 4th, but he's going to have his work cut out for him for that.
I think so. Oh.
It was a bit sloppy, but I think it might be okay. It is.
His face told the story, though. I mean, he is quite an expressive lifter, but that looked like it was tough. Jacopo Sant'Angelo of Italy now coming out for 230 kilos.
Yeah, this is the second round of deadlifts is where things start to get interesting. You start to see who has held on to enough energy, who has used too much intensity, and now they're running out.
230 kilos. Jacopo Sant'Angelo, Italia.
And there's that intensity. He saved it all for the deadlift.
Yeah, and I think it's really important to manage that throughout the day. You want to have something left here.
I mean, I know this isn't an endurance sport, but you still got to measure your
That
output.
was tough. He
It
caught his leg on the way up. He gets it in.
Load the bar to 240
He gets it on the board,
kilos.
but he really used to catch his knee, I think, a little bit there. Hard to say.
That was very close to dipping, I think.
Yeah, I think he missed time. I think his knees locked out a bit faster than he was sort of expecting.
Yeah. I mean, it's a funny thing to say, but the body can, at a point, do what it wants when you pull in 200 plus kilos at 50 odd kilos body weight. Franklin Leon of Ecuador now for 240.
So currently he is ranked number 3 overall. This could temporarily put him up into silver medal position. I mean, we've still got a bit to go, but anything can happen in powerlifting. The idea is to get you into those spots and let opportunities unfold. You've just got to put your numbers on the board, you do your job, and wait and see what happens.
Taking his time with his setup. He's still got plenty of time.
That looks pretty good.
Yeah, I don't think
Moved
there's
well.
anything wrong with that. Yeah.
There's still plenty more in the tank.
Load the bar to 240.
So here's Christopher Tran now, US Virgin Islands, 247.5 kilos.
Yeah, look, he wants to find. He's had a rough day. He wants to find himself in the medals for the deadlift. Take something away from today. He can't register a total, but he can medal in the deadlifts. And 247 and a half will certainly keep him in there. That'll put him temporarily into the gold medal position.
He's knocking on the door of his PB though, isn't he? Which is
He's getting
currently
close
at
there, but
250.
that opener moved really well. I think
It
he's
did,
had such
it
a
did.
rough day that he has got so much intensity and emotion for this lift now. I think
Yep.
there's another 5 in there.
And that's a good lift, 3 wide lights.
I mean, if he can go home and he can take a deadlift PB home with him, all is not lost,
Yeah, look,
right?
I think there's another 5, maybe even pushing out the 10 kilos in there. It moved well. Lockout was a little bit tough.
I mean, what adjustment can you really make with a deadlift suit?
There's
You-
not a whole lot you can really
you
do.
pull it up a little bit tighter, maybe.
Yeah, there's not a huge amount you can do.
Because of course the big battle is for the total title. The bar is
So,
loaded.
250 kilos on the bar. Yai Chun Lin, Chinese Taipei.
So this is to shift him up into the gold medal position for the deadlift. He's currently ranked 3rd overall as well.
Yeah, and it will provisionally put him into silver medal position overall.
And it is tight for that silver medal.
This is a close category.
Look, I think we might see it come down to body weight. Oh, that is a tough
Oh.
lift.
No, just too heavy this time. That is a.
And I wonder if he's let that get to him because the way he snapped his belt then was a little.
5 kilos.
Yeah, look,
little
you know,
snippy.
I didn't expect it to be that tough either. It wasn't a huge jump from, and his opener moved quite well.
You could see there as he left the platform, he was annoyed at
Already
that.
well in the lead
So,
total.
Sergei Fedosienko,
Take him to 4th
255 kilos.
in deadlift.
Nowhere near his PB, but he's no spring chicken.
Sergei Fedoshenko, 255.
Well, 255, and He has pretty much cemented the gold medal for the total. This will move him into the gold medal for the deadlift.
Yeah, I mean, he's 40 kilos ahead in total.
Yeah, this lift here will cement it, I think.
Silver's close, though. It's going on body weight at the moment.
Silver is going to come down to that last lift, and it is on body weight.
No problem for Fedosienko. Controlled, easy. I mean, he has an advantage in that the bar doesn't have far to go, but as you say, it's all about biomechanics.
It is 100%. Well, we're already into round 3. These guys have only just had enough time to catch their breath, and that's about it.
Yeah. So 210 now for Paweł Osmialowski of Poland.
So currently ranked number 5 overall, and this won't change that.
I'd like to say he was smiling before he came out, but he was possibly grimacing.
This will give him a total
I'd like to
of
see him
585.
smile as he comes off, let's say that.
Third round deadlifts. The bar is clean between each attempt. And the bar is loaded.
Yeah, that is definitely not a smile.
Poland.
No. Well, let's see if he can turn it into one.
Cancel San Angelo to get ready.
Trying to get that breath in and get into position.
Interesting point there. As he pulls this up, you'll see his belt is through 2 non-adjacent holes. Perhaps that's just to fit it in for him. Whatever,
Yeah,
it works for him.
I mean, belts are a really interesting thing, and where we wear our belts. I mean, obviously there's the physiology of it, but in some cases, having the 2 non-adjacent holes there allows the belt to be on a little bit of an angle around the ribs there.
Clearly works for him because he pulled that no problem. 210 is on the bar now for Ivan Canchel, Puerto Rico. Can't make a total. Didn't get 200.
Yeah, look, what is coming down here for Ivan is locking out.
Yeah.
He needs to be convincing.
Yeah. Just lean all the way back. The worst that can happen is you'll drop the bar and fall over.
So he's certainly fired up for it. Yeah, I mean, lifting wasn't the major issue.
It's just that lockout. It just needs to lean back. Just a couple of inches. Maybe not even that. Or maybe a few centimetres, depending on where you are in the world.
That's better. It's not super convincing. It was better, though.
Problem is, once you've given him a chance to... Oh,
he gets the lift on the board, though.
Well done, Ivan. Bravo.
And that's something he's probably just going to have to work on, is that convincing lockout. I mean, that one was clearly there. He was standing up straight. But
It didn't
it
move
wasn't
quickly.
super convincing, though.
No. But it was convincing enough, so there we go. Okay, yeah, I thought we were watching the slow-mo first time out, but... So 242.5, this is for Jacopo Sant'Angelo of Italy.
Yeah, this will shift him up into the bronze medal position temporarily.
Yeah.
And, you never know. I mean, you've got to get up there, get a foot on the podium. Anything can happen with those next 4 lifters. So,
Absolutely.
you come to the 3rd lift, everyone's pushing the envelope right to the edge. People are running out of steam. They've had a long session of lifting. It's been a quick turnaround. If you can get your foot on the podium, you might just stay there.
That's true.
He's ranked number 4 overall. This will give him a 610 total, which will be a personal best for him.
And we talk about that intensity. He has left his intensity right until the last lift. He's come out and brought everything. Let's see if it pays off.
And just a bit too heavy, but he's given it everything he had. He equaled his personal best, and he equaled it on the world stage.
Yep. So he's now walking off thinking, oh, I should have gone 5 kilos lighter, but hindsight is a wonderful thing.
It certainly is.
Franklin Leon of Ecuador coming out for 247.5.
Yeah, so he is currently ranked number 2. But
That
it is tight because
body weight, right?
yeah, it comes down to body weight. Lynn weighs what, 50 grams?
50
more?
grams.
Shouldn't
50
he shouldn't have had
grams.
that piece of toast.
He should have blown his nose.
So it is going to come down to this.
On the bar is loaded. Franklin Leon.
So
Ecuador.
Franklin Leon is in the bronze medal for deadlift. This will move him to silver. He's ranked 2nd overall on body weight.
But he wants that silver medal on the deadlift.
This will give him a 700 total.
Not too shabby at 58.35 kilos body weight.
And it'll be a personal best total as well.
By some considerable distance, 12.5 kilos.
And this is also a personal best deadlift for him as well.
It's really all to
He's
play
just-
for, isn't it,
He's
for
just
Leon?
going all out on this one. Personal best
He
this,
is.
personal best that.
What would you like, mate?
Oh,
Everything.
just couldn't hold it.
It was the grip.
Just couldn't quite
Oh,
hold
and I
it.
think he's
Lost his grip, banged his knee.
Yeah.
hurt him. Oh, it actually hit his knee
I
on the
think
way
the
down.
bar,
I think.
bar
Well, we'll
might
see
have
it.
clipped his knee there. Nothing major.
And we must move
He's got
on
another one,
from the
right?
bar to
Ah, yes, it-
250 kilos, please, for Yichun
Just a
Lin,
little clip on the way down. He's
Chinese
absolutely fine.
Now, if he
So-
makes this lift,
This has just opened the door.
Okay, that's the cat
because-
among the pigeons, isn't it?
Because Lynn
over
now
all silver.
just has to make
is
this
for
lift,
silver medal position
and he
in
goes the
deadlift,
silver medal
silver
position
medal
overall
position
and in
And in
deadlift.
deadlift, yeah.
Huge lift for Yichun Lin from Chinese.
So currently,
Taipei.
Lynn has a total
A
of
lift
690.
that he did
Leon
not
692.5. All he needs to do is put this lift on the board, and he gets the silver.
Bar is loaded. One last effort. This for overall.
Didn't get it last time,
It's a tough lift.
and he was annoyed he didn't get it as well. Can he cheer himself up? Just taking a moment to compose himself. I wonder if he's waiting for the 30 seconds. You see that a lot in weightlifting.
Yeah, it's not unusual for everyone to have their own little thing they want. And he will have to settle for the bronze medal today.
Oh, that's a real
Leon
shame.
hangs on to that silver medal
The
total.
silver goes to Leon.
Yeah, I don't think if he couldn't have waited long enough. That was never going to go. So, Christopher Tran, US Virgin Islands, 252.5 for him.
Yeah.
He is hoping to take home a new PB.
And he will have the silver medal in the deadlift. So he takes home a little bit of a consolation prize. Hasn't had the best
Not
day,
too shabby.
but this will certainly help it finish on a high note for him.
Petea,
Yeah.
Fedoshenko, Ivaziov.
Yeah, and that is the whole thing about considering the whole competition. Yep, you can't make a total, but you can medal in the deadlifts.
252.5 kilos.
Let's see what you got, Chris.
Oh, he just can't quite lock it out though.
And if you look at this, well, we'll see this on the replay. If you look at his left hand, he knew it was slipping. You just watch the grip on his left hand.
Yeah,
you
you
see
see
it.
start to shift there.
Yeah, so he knew he wasn't going to hang on to that.
I think he still takes home the silver medal.
Not a bad consolation prize.
Yeah,
Second
look,
best
and
deadlifter
that-
in the world.
And that is the whole thing about pushing through the whole day. Yeah, your squats didn't go great. You started off with a bad day, but it's ended a pretty good day.
It's not so bad. So, Fedosienko, 262.5.
He
Yes.
is the world champion.
Yeah. He already has gold in deadlift. He's already got the world title sewn up. This is just personal pride.
He has dominated. He'll be a Masters lifter very, very soon. I'll tell you, if you're in the Masters division, you're really hoping he doesn't come and compete.
Yeah, you're looking over your shoulder, aren't you? I mean, that Masters 1 record of 255, he's surely going to take that next year.
And look at the convincing lockout. Made it very clear. Gets 2-1. Gets it on the board. Takes home the gold medal and the world championship.
He almost displayed some emotion there. Okay, so 66 kilo class now. We're straight in. This is Kamil Iwasiov of Poland. He's coming out for 205.
Yeah, this has become a pretty tight field in the 66s. It started off with a couple of guys really out in front, but really it's sort of narrowed down now. We've had 3 lifters that aren't able to register a total, and all of a sudden we've got a handful of lifters at the top here that are going to be fighting out for the podium.
Satake is definitely going to be glad of that half a kilo that he got from taking the world record.
It is going to be extremely useful. It could mean the difference between having a shot at a gold medal, and it could mean the difference between being able to hang on to a silver medal as well.
Absolutely, yeah.
So right now, though,
this is just about getting one in.
And that looks pretty good. 3
Yeah.
white lights.
Seems to have pulled with his back a little more than you normally expect in a sumo lift. You watch at the top.
Yeah, it was almost a sort of hybrid sort of lift there.
Good enough, good enough. No problems for him. Eric Oishi now coming out for 240, the Brazilian lifter.
So this is to register a total. Just needs to get this first one on the board.
Yeah, don't worry about what you're going to see on the graphics in a second where it says deadlift ranked to 1. Of course he's going to go to 1 because he's the first man who can
Yeah, look, this is really just about putting the first number on the board.
Yeah.
So I've got my total, it's locked in. Then I can start looking, okay, can I do anything? Can I go after anything?
look at concentration on his face there.
Oh, did he dip then?
Well, he leaned forward a little bit. Was it enough to make the bar dip? Well, the centre referee thinks so, and the two side refs don't, and they're probably in a better position to see that. Yeah, it didn't really dip, did it?
So he gets it on the board, and his total is now registered.
That was lucky, though, I think. So here's Hans-Erik Folkeseth on home turf. Again, can't make a total. Coming out for 240 kilos.
Yep, now it is really just about getting some numbers, getting some experience, maybe going after, you know, a personal goal of some sort.
Yeah, I mean, his deadlift PB is 292.5, so that's clearly a sensible opener.
Yeah, and look, I mean, you know, he also wants to look at getting maybe a world championship personal best as well. Everyone has their different goals for being here.
Yep. So, here is Yusuke Satake, 245 for an opener.
The current bench world record holder at 222.
And he'll hang on to that for a while because it's a while until we have another another open.
Yeah, look, and this is really important for him to put this one on the board. I mean, two reasons. One, he obviously wants to register a total. If he doesn't register a total, his record doesn't
get the
count.
record. Yeah.
So he has to put this one on the board. You know,
Yeah, it's a tough one to balance because you don't want to give anything away, and yet you want to take that record home. Looks safe
and
to
that
me.
should be okay, and it is. So he locks in his total. He locks in his world record.
Good work. So Mariusz Krotkowski now, he's coming out for 255 kilos. Polish lifter.
Yeah, so this is one of the guys that's really right up there as well, but again, needs to put this on the board to get a total going as well.
This is a really exciting and competitive class.
Yeah, once we get all these first deadlifts on the board, and then we're going to see a lot of these guys, and I think we might see a few changes in the last lift as well.
I would think so. We didn't see any of that in the 66, in the 59s, did we?
Yeah, well, not really, because it was, I mean, it was sort of, there were some battles going on, but the way it went, it didn't really have to pan out that way.
Yeah. Yeah, there was none of this bluffing and oh, he didn't get it, so I'm going to put mine down or anything like that. So.
And that should be okay. It is.
Yeah, no problem for Mariusz.
Of course, if you are new to powerlifting, deadlift is the only lift. You don't have to wait for the referees to tell you to start your lift.
Yeah, one command.
Yep, you can walk out, start lifting, and then just wait for them to tell you to put it down.
Yeah. So here is Sergei Gladkik, the Russian Olympic Committee. He's coming out for 270 kilos. We're going to see 300 in this first round.
Look, he's not the biggest deadlifter, but he's certainly a consistent deadlifter.
Yeah.
And he needs to put this one on the board. Very important, this one.
not necessarily had the best day of his life, but he's still right up there.
Yeah, no, it certainly hasn't been as smooth sailing as it usually would be.
Looks smooth.
What were you saying about consistency?
That
It's
looks
right
a lot better
there.
there.
Yeah.
That looks more like it.
Below the bar, 275 kilos for Antti Savolainen. Rima and
Textbook
Shane
deadlift, I would say. Textbook sumo
Yeah,
deadlift.
and that
anyway.
is what you expect from him.
Absolutely, yeah. So here is Antti Savolainen, 275 kilos on the bar, lifter from Finland.
Very slowly for Antti
Again,
Savolainen, Finland.
Antti is one of the guys who cannot make a total, but deadlift medals,
Yeah, look, he's in the
Up
mix.
for grabs.
He's in the mix there.
he is. PB set at 300 kilos, so he's, some potential there.
Yep, he can certainly make something out of it. Oh, there is a lot left in that tank.
Yeah, that is a very sensible opener.
There is plenty of room to move there.
Yeah, no question from the referees. All three giving a white light. So, Judson Lima, Brazil, 280 kilos.
So the next three lifters are going to be interesting to watch their deadlifts and watch how fast they move, depending whether or not Antti can get into the medals.
Yeah,
Antti's moved really fast. That was a really quick 275.
that was so easy.
I wouldn't even
wasn't
be
it?
surprised to see him jump straight to 300 for his third.
Yeah, well, I'm just going to keep an eye on the scoreboard and see what he puts in. But let's, for the moment, focus on the matter at hand, which is Judson Lima of Brazil.
He
and
has
his
brought some
280
fire to
kilos.
the platform for this one, hasn't he?
He has, he has.
It moved well, and
Yeah.
it gives us 3 white lights. It wasn't super fast, though. There's not a huge
wasn't.
amount of room left to move there.
So Sung Ting Shai, Chinese Taipei, 280 kilos also on the bar.
Was the previous world record holder for the bench press.
Don't rub it in. I'm sure he's forgotten about it already.
It's one of the great things about powerlifting is the camaraderie between athletes wanting and cheering them on, breaking your own world record and things like that is absolutely fantastic.
Yep. Yeah, how many times have we seen the person who is currently in the lead?
Oh, great deadlift.
Oh, was that under control as it went down? Well, certainly one referee doesn't think so. He
Let's have a
wants
look
to
at the
watch
replay
that.
on this. Yeah, they will pick it up.
It looks like he chucked it on the floor a little. Maybe, yeah, he just took one hand away, but as you've said, you don't want to give him any opportunity.
You've got to be convincing.
Yeah. Don't make them decide for you. Okay, so Hassan El Belghiti, 300 kilos.
Now, I believe he is the
Last
current
man in
world.
round one.
I think he's the current world record holder.
I believe he is, because the world record is 318 kilos. The World Masters 1 record is 318 kilos, and his deadlift PB is 318
Well,
kilos.
that, I would
so
suggest he is the world record holder.
I would think so. Do you think he's going to push it on today? I certainly hope so.
Look, I think if this one moves fast, I think there's a chance.
Come on, Hassan. Vite, vite, vite. Well, he ignored me. That was not vite at all, but it was
Yeah.
steady.
Well, yeah, that
Yeah.
318 he set back in 2019, so,
It's not a long time ago.
and by the way things are moving, look, I think he's going to take a look at the long game first and then make a decision whether or not. I mean, it's certainly within his reach.
It is. So we're into the second round. First man out is Kamil Iwasiow of Poland with 225. And the bar is being cleaned. If I'm not mistaken, the coach or the lifter can ask the centre referee if the bar be cleaned at any moment, and it's cleaned in between every lift on the third round.
Yeah, on the third round, it's cleaned in between every lift, and you certainly can request.
And the reason that you would request that is because the chalk and talc look very similar, but the amount of grip and slip they provide is very different.
It's
You
quite-
don't want those mixed
quite
up,
different.
right?
that just didn't really want to get going, did it?
I think 20 might
20
have been a big
kilos
jump.
was a pretty big jump.
250 kilos for Eric Oisey.
Yeah, he's a little bit forward on it too. He wasn't really pulling back.
And if you look, he's slightly uneven walking off the platform. I wonder if he's picked up an injury somewhere or a slight tweak. Anyway, 250 on the bar is now for Eric Oishi of Brazil. It's not going to be trouble in the podium, but
Bar is loaded for Eric Oisey, Brazil.
Yeah, 250. This is still below his best lift. I don't see him coming anywhere yet. Perhaps he's still getting ready. He might be running a bit late. And here he comes. Yeah,
right.
Come on,
And I
Eric.
guess the thing with deadlifters, you don't have to worry about getting re-racked.
No,
So you can afford to run a little bit late.
as long as you start pulling before the clock runs out, it's game on.
It looks good.
It does.
He's confident with it.
And it's
Yeah.
good lift for
Rewarded
Eric.
with 3
Good
white
job.
lights.
Same weight for Hans-Erik Folkeseth.
So this is Hans-Erik Folkeseth of Norway, also for 250, quarter of a metric ton. I always think that's worth pointing out. That is a lot of weight.
Thank you,
So
sponsors.
250 kilograms. Has not had the greatest of days,
Bar is loaded
but every
for
time you walk
Hans-Erik
onto that
Folkeseth,
world
Norway.
stage is a fantastic experience, a learning experience, and something you just add to your toolbox.
Yeah.
And it
Yeah,
doesn't,
it's
and
not
it
like
doesn't-
anywhere else.
No, it doesn't matter if you've been doing it for 20 years or 5 years. Every time you walk out there is something you add to your toolbox.
Yeah. And experienced lifters will, you never hear them say, oh, but I've done that in the gym. Nah, this is not the gym. This is the crucible and the melting pot that is the world stage.
Ooh, that knee dropped in there right from the start. He gets it to the top. It wasn't the cleanest deadlift I've ever seen.
No,
He
good
gets it on the
enough.
board.
2 to 1.
We might catch it on the replay right from the start. His left knee drops in there. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's kind of wiggled about.
But he got it there.
Yeah, it's
I'm
good
not
enough.
really sure how.
Neither's he, I don't think. But, well, we'll see where he goes with his third one. Here comes Sataki now with 255. Yusuke Sataki of Japan.
So,
Only 25 years old.
so his current total at the moment is 769. This will put him at 779 and a half.
Bar is loaded for
That will
Yusuke Satake,
extend his total
Japan.
PB.
Come on.
Yeah, that's a nice 9.5 kilos to add to your total PB. It also puts him very close to the top 2 at the moment.
Yeah, because it's really close up there, isn't it?
Temporarily, it puts him in front of them.
It's all very well getting in front of them when they haven't lifted yet, but
Oh, just
rip.
couldn't quite hang on to it there.
So sorry.
and he's illustrated perfectly what was wrong by looking at his hand
Yeah.
like it's betrayed him.
270
You
kilos
let
for
me
Hans
down.
How dare you?
Flat kick and Savolainen prepare.
270. This is for Mariusz Grotkowski of Poland.
Place 5 to first place.
I mean, it's really close up there, isn't it? 770s,
Yeah, look,
780s.
this is going to put him temporarily up into the gold medal position as well. And
Yeah.
as we just saw, how easy it is for something to go wrong. You get your foot on the podium, do your job, and just wait.
Yeah.
So that's how close it is. That the next several lifters are all putting themselves temporarily into the gold medal position. So he has a current best total of 770. This will give him 775.
And this will equal his deadlift PB as well. No pressure, Marius.
You're at the World Championships. You've put one on the board. You've got a total registered. Now's your opportunity to go for it. Squeezes it through at the top. I think it should be okay.
Yeah, it is. 3 white lights from the referees. No problem there. Okay, here's Sergei Gladkich, Russian Olympic Committee, 282.5 on the bar for him.
He is currently ranked number 1. And this is to extend that.
And to go for short-term deadlift silver, but
Yeah, this one's an important lift though. I mean, this one puts him, opens up the gap a little bit between silver medal overall. Without this, it's going to be a little. It's still going to be a little bit close. Without this, I think he's going to be under a lot of challenge.
yeah. Yeah, it's a marginal gain, but if he doesn't get the gain, it's quite a considerable step back. Well, see what you've got, Sergei.
Well, looks
What
like
he's
he's got a lot.
is a pretty perfect deadlift to me.
He's pretty fantastic. And that was a really important deadlift for him. He hasn't had it all his own way today.
He really hasn't.
So he just puts a little bit of breathing space there to say, if you want the gold medal, you're going to have to really work for it on your last lift.
Yeah. And of course, third round, so he can make any changes he requires. Be interesting to see what he puts in as a placeholder. So, Antti Savalainen of Finland now coming out for 282.5.
Yeah, he's going to have to be really careful with this placeholder as well, though, because he doesn't want to be putting in something too high and then find that he actually can't go back too far.
Yeah, because you've got to bear in mind the lot number. You can't take your deadlift down below anything that would change the order of lifting, which has caught a few people out in the past.
Yeah, that's another good lift.
No problem for Antti.
And he's done the smart thing, actually. He's put in 292.5 because he's matched the biggest second deadlift.
Yeah. Yeah.
Knowing that those guys will probably go beyond that.
Seasoned player, seasoned coaching team. That is absolutely the right move.
Yeah,
so
look, you can play it wrong, and if you play it wrong, next thing you know, you're stuck lifting something you knew you never had a shot at in the first place, and you're just throwing away your gold medal.
Yeah, so it's easy to put 400 on the bar, and then you go, oh, what? You actually expect me to pull it? Well, you put it up. 292.5 is here now for Judson Lima of Brazil.
The bar is loaded for Judson Lima, Brazil.
So this will move him from 5th to 6th in the deadlift, 5th to 2nd in the deadlift, sorry. 5th to 6th would be a bit of a worry going backwards.
That would be very concerning. You'd have to push the bar through the floor or something like that. We've certainly not seen that in the past.
Oh, that is slow off the floor, but he gets it there. That looks solid. I think it's okay.
I mean, if you're going to see any slowness in a sumo deadlift, that is where it's where you're going to see it.
Yeah, look, one of those lifts that is slow to come off the floor. You've got to be patient with it. I mean, the number of athletes I've told over the years is to just be patient, keep pulling. It will move, and it does.
So Sung Ting Sia, Chinese Taipei, 292.5 on the bar for him.
Yes, this will be a little bit of a personal best as well.
That's true.
We'll put him in the silver medal position for the deadlift, and it'll shift him up to the bronze medal for total.
Looking deep into the sky there for inspiration. Looks like he got it.
I think he has. He's pretty confident. He gets 2 white lights.
One red flag on side referee.
Yeah, that's no problem for him.
Should
So,
be fine. There we go.
Hassan El Belghiti, 307.5, current World Open and World Masters 1 record holder. Do you think we'll see him challenge to extend that?
Look, I think it's a really tough one because at the moment this will move him into the silver medal overall.
I'm not sure if he will go for the record.
He's not safe in that silver medal,
Not
so he's
at
going
all.
to need to defend that. And I think going for the medal would be a big risk. I think if he was secure in that position, he might have a shot at it.
He's probably, more concerned about securing the deadlift medal and his position in the total. And it's not like he needs to take the record, it's his already.
Yeah, you've got 3 guys sitting on almost the same total. Mitkowski, Sai, and Elbagati are all sitting around the same.
Yeah, and the difference between Saya and Grotkowski is 150 grams body weight.
That was beautiful.
And that being said, we said they're all so close. They're also only 7.5 kilos away from a glad kick at the moment as well.
Yeah. Now that looks good, but I'm just seeing a little bit of a dip with his right hand.
Yes, he's going to have to be a lot more convincing on the third. I don't think he's going to be. I think he's going to be going up just enough to get himself onto that podium.
310, 312, maybe.
He's in a very good position. With lifting order, lot numbers, weights.
Yeah. Okay, so 225 for Kamil Iwasiov of Poland.
Yeah, he missed this one on the second.
Last lift on this World Championship.
And, it was a 20-kilo jump and quite possibly too big a jump. And that is the problem. When you make that decision, there's no going back.
That's true.
And it is just too heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah, just too heavy today.
He knows it.
255 for Yusuke Satake.
So Satake, his second attempt at 255 now.
This will bring Yusuke from ranked place
So
to third into bronze.
this will temporarily put him into the bronze medal position overall. Obviously, there's quite a number of lifters to come, but it's all about getting a toe on the podium. Because when it comes to third lifts, you just never know.
You really don't.
Come on.
He's rocking the SBD belt.
I think he's SBD across the board, isn't he? T-shirt. See the socks in a second. Yeah, he is the full package. I don't know why, but I do like to see colour coordination on the platform. I know it doesn't matter.
Oh, I think there is 10% extra strength in colour coordination.
Oh, you think so?
Clearly, look at that.
Well,
would he have got that
proof
as easily if he
positive,
wasn't,
sir.
if he
Proof
wasn't
positive.
colour coordinated?
I don't think so.
That was a fantastic third lift, though. Look at that.
Yeah, that was just beautiful. So, yeah.
And he got the down call just in time as
I
well.
think he did, yeah. So, yeah, if you're watching at home and you haven't got a fully colour-coordinated kit from SBD, go and get one. You will definitely get another 10 kilos on your lift. 260 on the bar now for Eric Oishi of Brazil. Not really a lot to play for in the rankings.
No, not really. I mean, this isn't going to improve his ranking a whole lot. It'll move his deadlift up to 7 temporarily.
Personal satisfaction, I think, is what he's going to get
Yeah,
out
look,
of this
this
as he
is
pulls it.
All about, I mean, everyone comes to these competitions with very different goals. Some have the goal of winning a gold medal. Some have some personal goals. Everyone is here for a different reason. Oh, just couldn't quite hold it there.
Now, do you think that was grip?
I'm not
sure
going to
if
really
he's
tell through the
limping
replay
slightly.
there.
It kind of looks a bit hamstringy. See what I mean?
Yeah,
the
I
knee
think he's-
goes in.
I think he locked out a bit too fast. The knee locked very quickly, and it can often cause a little bit of discomfort. Not necessarily an injury, but it will cause that immediate discomfort and that little bit of worry.
Yeah. And there wasn't a lot to play for there. So, okay, 260 now for Hans-Erik Folkeseth of Norway. Again, nothing much to play for, but he needs to get over that pain of the.
And look, this is really about getting 3 from 3 in the dead. So I've had a rough day. I want to finish on a high note.
Yeah.
I want some greens on the board. Yeah, I want to finish with a bit of confidence. Oh, and again, just locked out a bit too quick.
Not today.
I think he just knew he wasn't going to get that.
Yeah,
so.
look, it's a really difficult thing. I mean, with sumo, you really need to time your hips and your knees quite well. And if your knees are straightening up too fast, then all of a sudden you're left hanging forward, with 250 kilos in your arms way out in front.
Yeah. All right, here is Mariusz Krotkowski, currently placed 4th. This will put him provisional silver medal position in total. There are 5 guys to go after him, mind you.
Well, and this is an interesting one because this will give him a 782.5 total. And then you've got a few guys there that are a couple of kilos behind that will need to be considering, do I change my lift and go after a medal?
So he's really putting the cat among the pigeons here.
We usually see them at the change table.
Smart move there as well. You see he's moved the bar out of the way of all the talc and chalk on the platform. He's wearing sort of boxing boots, so they don't have necessarily the best grip. He wants to make sure his feet are going to stick to the deck.
Oh, it's a tough lift. I think he's losing that grip there.
Right hand.
Oh, he just couldn't hold it, unfortunately.
He got the down command, but...
Unfortunately, you've got to control on the way down as well.
Yeah, and you can see him looking at his hand there to see if he's ripped a callus.
290 kilos for Sergei Gladkik.
That's a shame. That was so close.
Yeah, so Gladkik has dropped his 3rd lift. He had 292.5 on there. He's dropped it to 290 now.
290, yeah. El Belghiti's going for 315. So this is the last lift that is under 300 kilos for Sergei Gladkik, Russian Olympic Committee. 290.
Yeah, so this will give him a 795 total. He is in the gold medal position overall. And 795 is probably enough to stop anyone taking a run at it. I think El Belghiti could take a run at him, but he's going to risk the silver medal as well too much. So that would be a very big decision on his behalf.
Yeah, I mean, we'd like to see the all or nothing, wouldn't we? Because that's
it's
more
always
exciting.
It's always exciting.
But it's a tactical game.
That was a great lift.
Yeah, no problem there for Sergei.
So that secures him a 795 total, and I don't think anyone's going to run after that. The only person that's really close enough.
We've got an attempt change. We've got an attempt change.
Let's have a look and see what's coming in here. Who's making a change?
Okay, so 295 now for Antti Savalainen.
And so this will push him into the silver medal position for the deadlift.
But then everyone else is going for 300 plus.
And I think Gladkik is pretty secure there at 795.
Well, never say never, but...
Well, that's true. Well, I guess it really does depend. Well, I think... No, he's not. El Belghiti isn't secure yet.
No, he's not by any means. A lot of people knocking on that particular door.
Yeah, you can't go over after that gold medal when you've got everyone knocking on the door for the silver.
No.
That looked nice. Referee say.
I think that's okay for Savalainen. Yeah, 3 for 3 in the deadlift.
300 kilos for
That's restored a little confidence, I would think.
Yeah, that's certainly got to feel good. We've got another attempt change going in
We
now.
have indeed. And that is Lima putting his down to 297.5. I keep saying everybody is going to go over 300, and they keep knocking them down.
So 297.5.
Judson Lima of Brazil.
And this will temporarily give him the silver in deadlift.
It will.
With 2 lifters to follow him.
Silver medal in deadlift for the time being.
Exactly. And it will be Elson Lima from Brazil. Bar is loaded for Elson Lima, Brazil.
Okay, and here he comes.
7.5, come on.
Needs to bring everything for this one.
The rest of the Brazilian team in the crowd are going a little crazy. Now, he's not pulled the fastest deadlifts, but they've been consistent.
Well, they've certainly been consistent. This one's going to take a lot, though. It's a pretty big personal best. And just not quite.
I don't think he's going to get that, but he's
got it
pulled
to the
it.
top. I'm pretty sure it went down, though.
Pretty
It did.
sure. But you know what? I salute him.
He put in everything for that. He never quit on it.
So Sung Ting Si of Chinese Taipei now coming out for 300 kilos.
Fifth place to silver medal position. And
So this is for silver and silver in deadlift and total.
So this will give him a 780 total.
Now what's going to be interesting here is if he pulls this, whether we're going to see El Belghiti respond.
Well, it's interesting because he is lighter than El Belghiti as well. So, you know, I mean, if I was El Belghiti, I'd be thinking about dropping a little bit just to hold on to that silver and not take any risks.
Yeah. Yeah, he's certainly not going to push it up, is he?
Yeah, because this will equal El Belghiti's total.
If his coach isn't round the corner with a fistful of various attempt slips, I'll be very surprised.
Yeah, if he fails this,
In fact, I can see him in position.
of course he's standing there already.
If he wasn't there, you'd be wondering what he's doing as a coach. Well, that looked
So
like
he-
no problem for him.
Let's see his lights. He gets the lights there, so he's temporary in silver medal.
And the attempt
Change
change
is
has
coming
gone in
in.
as we predicted.
we knew there would be a change.
Wait and see what he drops to. 310, as I
310,
thought he
yeah.
would.
Yeah.
All he has to do is just 2.5 kilos to get over the top and take that silver medal.
That's all he needs to do. And this is going to be a World Masters 1 total record.
Unbelievable. So we've got a World Masters 1 total record. It'll give him the deadlift rank #1,
and it'll push him into silver
which
medal
he already
position.
has the deadlift rank #1. He can't lose that. And this will give him the silver medal overall. What a way to finish.
Hassan El Belghiti is my man of the day so far.
What a way to finish. 310 on the bar.
And he's so calm
It's
too.
well within reach for him as well. Gladkick has the gold medal. He is the world champion.
Come on, people.
This is for a silver medal and a gold medal in the deadlift. And a Masters world record total.
Just a little
Just
on the line.
Just a handful.
All in a day's work for Hassan El Belghiti. Now he looks calm, but I'm sure there's fireworks going off in his head there. He's done this weight before.
Yeah, it's not foreign territory for him. Oh, he squeezed it back. I don't know about this.
Is he going to get that lockout?
No
he's not.
lift. What a shame.
His coach is absolutely going to the jury, surely.
Yeah, I have no doubt about that. But Gladkick takes home the gold medal, and Sly with the silver there, sneaking in there. And El Belghiti with the bronze. Certainly, probably not what we expected the way that to finish.
Not at all,
But
no.
that lift, that last lift there from Sly, what a difference that made. You saw the coach put the attempt change in very quickly.
Yeah.
Well, don't go too far away. Obviously, we're going to have the medal ceremony very, very soon. We'll be back here at 3 p.m. this afternoon, local time, for the 57-kilo women.
That has been an amazing session.
platform. What a great performance they've all put on today. And participation medals will be presented by Gaston Parage, President of the IPF. And now we come to the squad medals. In third place, with a best squat of 265 kilos, from Chinese Taipei, Yi Chun Lin. In second place, with a best lift of 280 kilos, from Ecuador, Franklin Leon. Gold medal in squats with a best lift of 292.5 kilos from Russian Olympic Committee, Sergei Fedoshenko. Thank you, gentlemen. We move on to the bench press medals. In bronze medal with the best lift, 172.5 kilos from Ecuador, Franklin Leon. Silver medalist with the best lift of 185 kilos from Chinese Taipei, Yi Chun Lin. Gold medal with a bench press of 192.5 kilos, representing the Russian Olympic Committee, Sergei Fedoshenko. Thank you, gentlemen. We move on to the results for deadlift. In third place, somebody noticed. In third place, with a best lift of 240 kilos from Ecuador, Franklin Leon. Silver medalist in deadlift, representing US Virgin Islands, with a lift of 247.5 kilos, Christopher Tran. Gold medalist in deadlift, with a lift of 262.5 kilos, from Russian Olympic Committee, Sergei Fedoshenko. Thank you, gentlemen. And we move on to the total awards. Bronze medalist in the World Championships with a total of 690 kilos from Chinese Taipei, Yi Chun Lin. Silver medalist, 2.5 kilos ahead with a total of 692.5 from Ecuador, Franklin Leon. Gold medalist, world champion 2021 from Russian Olympic Committee, Sergei Fedoshenko. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the anthem of the Russian Olympic Committee. Ladies and gentlemen, please show your appreciation one more time as the technical controller leads the lifters off the stage. And we will move almost immediately to the 66 kilo class, which is just assembling backstage. And the medals will be presented once again by Gaston Parage, but also by Xavier de Poutranac from France. First of all, participation medals will be awarded. And we will start with the medals for squat. Bronze medal with a lift of 295 kilos from Russian Olympic Committee, Sergei Gladkik. Silver medal with a squat of 295 kilos from France, Hassan El Belghiti. Gold medal with a lift of 302.5 kilos from Japan, Yusuke Satake. Thank you, gentlemen. We move on to bench press. Bronze medal with a lift of 210 kilos from Poland, Mariusz Krakowski. Silver medal with a lift of 210 kilos, Sun Tsing Se, Chinese Taipei. And the gold medal in bench press with a new world record of 222 kilos from Japan, Yusuke Satake. Thank you, gentlemen. And we move on to deadlift. The bronze medal with a lift of 295 kilos from Finland, Antti Savalainen. Silver medal with a lift of 300 kilos, Sun Ting Se, Chinese Taipei. And the gold medal in deadlifts with a lift of 307.5 kilos from France, Hassan El Belghiti. Thank you, gentlemen. We move on to the total awards. The bronze medal overall with a total of 780 kilos. Hassan El Belghiti, France. The silver medal also with a total of 780 kilos, but at a lighter body weight. Sun Ting Se, Chinese Taipei. And the gold medalist, IPF World Champion 2021 from Russian Olympic Committee, Sergei Gladkey. Please stand once more for the anthem of the Russian Olympic Committee. Ladies and gentlemen, this class went right down to the final deadlift. The lifters produced a fantastic performance. Please show your appreciation one more time as they leave the platform.